Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Tank Kramer with Brian the Grizzly, Brandman Brandon. What's going on, guys?
Same old, same old.
You ready to ride or die?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about that movie. And I'm already laggy. What the hell?
Yeah, when you first started, you're laggy. I was like, oh, well.
I know. As soon as it started, I don't know what the hell, man. I dare open one extra window. But yeah, we're gonna get to ride or die for sure. I'm assuming you guys saw it, right? I know Bram.
Oh,
yeah. Saw it. Okay,
saw it twice.
Twice. Damn.
Yeah, I actually threw I had a little thing out of theater reaction. I just never put it up.
Oh no.
I did all the things.
Hey, you can still put it up. So yeah, so we'll get into ride or die, and then obviously with vampire, because wow.
Oh, whoa, no.
Wow.
You know what this is? That whole thing was amazing. And in the words of Tank, it was
holy shit. That is crazy good.
That was gonna be
bonkers.
And that was not today, guys. That was just a long time ago. You just
I know. Oh my god, I'm wearing like the same exact thing. What the hell?
I thought that was a good
the hat I haven't worn this one in a while. I just got it washed. So the sweater I only have like this and the same exact, maybe slightly darker gray. And then I don't know. I have a bunch of these like different colors, like, but that's funny as shit. The background's different. That's how you know. That's how you know it's not the same day.
Dude, you guys see his background? You guys see it?
This is just a start. I got all my Spider Punk over there. I know Brandman got that one. You know, some Black Panther, some Shuri, a bunch of Wolverines. So, yeah, it's coming along. I finally finished it, and I got this like wall that I made, like makeshift wall, with just some piece of wood that I spray painted. I'm gonna put some art right there, some artwork. So
see, look at you, man.
It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out nice eventually. But yeah, man, we're gonna get into that interview with the vampire, because wow, that was
it was intense. It was a lot going on. I was like the whole show. I'm like,
yeah, from beginning to end. Professor Film, still my favorite intro. I appreciate that. Man.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Like 1 minute to showtime.
I know, man. I was thinking about that. We talked about it last weekend, and now I'm like, man, I'm gonna do something like that, where it's more like the whole intro is a countdown, like old school drive-in movie stuff.
I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah. I'll figure something out. At least the starting soon will be that, and then the intro will still be more or less the same. So,
give me 30 seconds. I'm gonna get a sweatshirt myself, because it's a little chilly up here.
That's actually why I got mine on too. I had
it's like you got it going on. It was like pretty chilly today, and then tomorrow is going to get hot, and then that's it. This is the last good day in Chicago, because from now on, it's going to be 70s, and after that, high 80s, and then it's talking about 90s in the weekend, and then that's it. It's just 80s, low 90s,
80s and 90s all the way. I mean, because I said my birthday is Friday, so it's going to be 90 degrees.
Yeah, and then the most high what is up? He said hello and glory to God. Yes, man.
Most definitely. Glory to God always for me. Yeah.
So I think it's your first time here, so we appreciate you coming in, hanging out with us. Kevin Davis said Bad Boys will make a profit for Sony Pictures. Make or make?
Oh man,
it already made a profit, Kevin.
It
already did it.
Insane.
$100 million first weekend. You think they upset about Slap? And then it get slapped 3 times in the movie. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. Although I thought the way people were making it sound like there's screeners, I thought it was gonna be more like making fun of the slap, and it really wasn't. It was just like it made sense in the movie kind of thing, So, but yeah, it's insane. We're gonna talk about the box office probably after our review of it. Excuse me, sir, the Spoiler Kings residence. That's awesome. I need that. I need to open up the door. It's like welcome to the Spoiler Kings residence. I like that.
Come on in.
Tony always got the good like hellos coming in here. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Every intro from Tony is always good. I always appreciate that.
Yeah. And then the Most High said, I want to say something. Go ahead, man.
Oh, definitely, please.
Well, let's hear it.
Sure. So yeah, so we'll start probably like in 15 minutes or so. We'll actually start with the reviews, just so because we're already a late start.
Mm-hmm.
So
I actually like what Most High saying, but I really can't put on political stuff because that's what we got to keep on the side. But
I mean,
but Born for Jesus is good. I always, little to be known for me. I actually have my Bible always within arm reach.
Mm-hmm.
Literally right here. It's always on 1 Corinthians 13. Talk about love. So like, so I'm all for it. But yeah, literally when we talk about politics and stuff, I'd rather talk about fun stuff like movies and all of this.
Oh, absolutely.
Also, if I'll give a shout out to a friend of the show, Danny. Road to Wisdom. He does a lot of spiritual motivation, and how to like different obstacles you might occur throughout life as a younger person, or even a little bit older person, stuff like that. And he has really good advice, and it's very religious. It's very spiritual, and how you can like navigate life with stuff like that. So I definitely recommend him. Road to Wisdom is the channel, and Danny he's the host. So
5 times a week, usually about between 8 and 9 a.m. he releases
he posts pretty daily. So yeah, he has some good stuff about stuff like that. But yeah, this man, I mean, it's a constant conversation in my household with me and my girlfriend with the politics and stuff like that.
We were literally just talking about it. Like,
wow. Yeah, that's rough. What do you guys feel about Paramount doing fusion dance with? Oh yeah, fusing dance with Sun fusing with
Skydance.
So Skydance is going to buy out Paramount. That's the going rumor. I think. I don't know if it's official, but I think they're going to get it. But the good thing is they're going to keep Paramount. Like they're not going to like tear it apart for parts as what like Sony would have done. Like Sony's like, oh no, we're going to buy you and just rip you to shreds and just do it, like, and I know the owner of Paramount, like I guess like the family who owns it, like the daughter, I believe, or granddaughter, she's like, no, or maybe not, maybe like great
yeah, it's like might be great granddaughter.
But her family own she doesn't own it, but she has, I think, like the final say. So like yes or no whether it gets sold and stuff. But she said no to Sony right away because they were like, yeah, no, we're gonna strip you for parts. So.
That's what Sony's good for. That's what they doing to Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Just
buy it and then lease it out, lease everything out. Yeah. But I think it'll be all right. But I think we're gonna lose out on a lot of stuff. I don't that Ninja Turtle movie that a lot of people liked. We won't get a sequel to that for sure. And there's a bunch of other Paramount stuff that we probably won't get sequels to. So I'll be curious to see what they do with some of the like South Park kind of stuff and stuff that just has like been around forever and doesn't make a lot of money, but it's very consistent money. So I'll be curious. So unless you guys got anything about that.
No, honestly, on Paramount, the only thing I actually even watch is Star Trek. All of them.
Oh man, yeah,
Star Trek. All of them. Like, I mean, they got some great ones that have been out for like the last couple of ones. Strange New Worlds is amazing. Discovery is amazing. I mean, of course, I watch the Next Generation. Probably, I'm probably. Yeah, look, I only watch it right now, maybe 4 times a week. Nah, it's probably like 6 times a week. But like, I just Jean-Luc Picard is my dude. So like, this is what I do on my all time. If I'm not watching Supernatural, I'm probably watching Star Trek.
One or the other. I think Kevin Davis brought up some of the election stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be wild for sure.
Kevin might be right too. Kevin, you also might be right. I don't know what
I'm-
I don't know what the world is going to right now. I don't know
I'm-
what's
I-
happening. I don't
I
even
don't
know what I want.
Exactly.
Let alone what's going to happen.
I wouldn't be surprised either way. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah,
I think y'all God bless as part of the ministry in the digital highways and byways. Cool, man.
No, but that is awesome.
Digital highways. I like that. But yeah. But yeah, I appreciate you being here, man. Thank you so much. But I know we were talking a little bit before the show. Brandman was hyped about the Naked Gun reboot. We're getting
I am ashamed to admit how excited and optimistic I am about this movie.
So while we were doing the starting soon screen, I looked up the cast. It does remind me of like a Naked Gun cast between like people who aren't really actors kind of showing up and it's good actors, older actors. Like so Liam Neeson will be the main Frank, Kevin Durant, Paul Walter Hauser, who's just in everything now, Pamela Anderson, Liza Koshy, Cody Rhodes, Busta Rhymes. like what?
Like the cast is enough to make you laugh. Just the absurdity of it.
It really
it
is.
needs. I don't know. I worry about it. I mean, it has to be written well. That's one thing I'm most worried about. I think it does because I think if it's so stupid, especially in this day and age, I don't know if people are going to follow. Like Caddyshack would not work now. Like people's attention deficit. Like if it's not going on and you're just doing stuff, it doesn't work. It's either it has to be really violent or it has to have a good story. And if you don't, or something going on, something happening. And I don't know if it's not written well, that'll be good.
Yeah.
Oh, like I said, Akiva Schaffer co-writing and directing it is enough for me. He's made a bunch of stuff that I've liked. So I'm gonna maintain an open mind about it. It sounds like it could be hilarious to me. I was reading up on it over the last couple of days, and it just I'm gonna remain optimistic about it. The thought of it is just enough to kind of tickle me.
Yeah, as I said, me and Liam Neeson are not good friends, so that's another reason. Yeah. Liam Neeson, me and him we're not copacetic. This is not a good relationship type of thing with me and him. So
yeah, if
I saw him run jogging around the street, I probably would trip him and throw him through some oncoming traffic. So I'm just saying that's probably the biggest thing for me.
Like, oops,
my bad. I was just looking for a 60-something-year-old elderly 6'2" guy to throw in the traffic at the time. I was just looking for it. That's why I was looking for.
Was he Irish?
Yeah, he's from Ireland originally.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. But I mean, it could be okay. It could be fun. But that's one thing I didn't think about, Brian, was comedy has definitely changed from when the first one came out. The first Naked Gun came out in, was it late 80s?
I was 88, 89.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. Oh, but again, look, that cast, you have Priscilla Presley, OJ Simpson, I mean, yeah.
Those are the first people you gonna say?
Weird Al. Well, they're right on the top of the list. Okay. Like clicked on it. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know if the comedy styling is gonna be the same. I think you would have to kind of update a little bit. So, yeah, it would be interesting. It would be interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where they go with it because Naked Gun and the show that it was based on, Police Squad, obviously, it was first and foremost a parody, and it was very much a lot of physical gags, kind of coupled with Leslie Nielsen's just complete deadpan delivery, which was one of the funniest things about it. Which
one of them, like I was saying, it's the whole thing. Leslie Nielsen, I feel like, is the whole thing for All those movies.
Mhm. Yeah. And I think yeah, that, well, like, kind of coupled with a lot of, like, it was heavily physical comedy, like a lot of physical gags. Which I was reading like a brief interview with Liam Neeson, and he said that was one of the things that kind of attracted him to it, was like how what Akiva Schaffer's doing with a lot of the physical gags they're going to be having, which I'm kind of curious to see. That, and like I said, um, Neeson's good with really deadpan delivery, which I think is going to be a big selling point. just the thought of this movie just makes me laugh. Um, but yeah, I'm curious to see how it pans out. And like I said, I've always been a fan of Lonely Island, and the fact that that the guys behind Lonely Island are involved is like kind of generates a pretty good amount of faith on my
Yeah. If
end. Plus
it
the
does well,
cast.
if it does well enough, do you see them doing, Naked Gun 2.5 or an Airplane remake? Like, is he gonna just do all of what's his name?
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie
Nielsen's
big kind of movies?
They could. I kind of hope they don't go too crazy. Unless they, unless this one like really, really lands. But I'd kind of I'd be good with it being just a one-off, maybe.
I hope so. I
think
hope it is.
Yeah, I think reading up on it.
I think people are not going to follow it as much. I feel like if the first one maybe was like a Netflix one, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then if it was good and it was Netflix, it might cultivate a following, and then all of a sudden you can start going back to back with a lot of things. But if it's a one off and maybe some people go see it, it might be better that way. But you have to make sure you have a following, because the truth is, most of these kids that will want to go see a movie like that weren't even almost born when this movie came out. I don't think you can remake Caddyshack. I don't think you can remake a lot of things that they used to have. You just can't do it.
Yeah. Especially like I said, they have comedy changes and what people think is funny changes. So
political correctness.
I would be curious to see how they change it. What was that?
Political correctness is a problem now. So even comedy itself has changed because of that. You gotta be politically correct. You can't just say what you want to say.
Yeah, but you can still do, like, physical humor is always funny. A fart is a fart, and it's always funny. So you can
What
get
about grown-ups
humor
too?
What?
I'm saying you do potty humor and all that stuff. Some things are just, but grown-ups too wasn't, but I think because there's some people just don't like it. So, but you have to have a following, and those look at the cast of that. When you really look at the cast of grown-ups too, really, and the fact that it wasn't funny, that's almost hard to believe.
But it was also like the first one was funny. The second one was trying to live up to be the first one. So
the second one wasn't anything great.
It wasn't at all. It was awful.
No, I think it was trying too hard, for sure.
Yeah,
but yeah, we'll see. And also, so there's that. I didn't know about that until you brought that up. And then earlier today, my girlfriend actually told me that Warner Brothers confirmed a sequel to Practical Magic.
A Practical Magic.
With Sandra Bullock and
I did see that.
Oh my God, Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
So is it actually happening or what?
They confirmed it
Saturday.
today.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I found out today. So, but yeah, they're both in their late 50s, almost 60, and they're doing a sequel. So it's gonna be like 25, 26 years later. I'd be curious to see. I mean, because both of those actresses are amazing. Sandra Bullock, those are amazing. And the first one has such a like it just has such a following, and it's so popular, and so many people love it. It's like one of those beloved films. So I'd be curious to see what they do.
What do you think Practical
Yeah.
Magic is on Tomatoes?
Oh, the critics probably didn't like it.
Probably like a
4%.
24.
Yeah.
lower than I thought.
That's why I was like, I never thought it'd be that.
Well, what's the audience though?
Audience 73.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
I thought that would be a little bit higher, but yeah.
I thought both of them would be high. I thought we were going to say critics, about 54, and the audience like 82.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And no, not at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn. But
I'd watch a second one.
hold on, I'll be right back. Give me a second.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean,
I-
interesting.
Yeah. Wonder if they'd bring back the Wonder if they'd bring back the same director. Well, the actor director, Griffin Dunn, did the first one. Who's like been acting like since the early '80s. He played Jack in American Werewolf in London.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. He's acted in a ton of stuff, or always had like supporting roles. But yeah, he was the director of it. I wonder if he'd come back to direct.
He's what, 70, about 69, 70?
He's going to be like in his mid to late 60s.
69.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've seen him in a lot of stuff. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Because I know like he occasionally directs. So, like I think he did. I forgot what other movies he did. I think he did like he's done like a lot of romantic comedies. Like he did like Addicted to Love with Matthew Broderick, and I forgot who the female lead was. But yeah, I don't necessarily think we need a practical magic sequel, but I'd watch it.
I'm trying not to be the bearer of bad news on every single topic. So I'm just trying
Yeah.
to because as you said, there's definitely a following. There's going to be people that are going to really enjoy it. Just I guess it's not me.
Yeah.
Some things are just not for me. And and I can appreciate that. I don't need to be the target audience for everything. But when I am the target audience, then I want it my way. See, how's it going, guys? Now that I want to see them to announce a Bucky Larson Born to be a Superstar sequel. Oh my gosh!
Oh God, Bucky Larson. I had forgotten all about that movie.
Good. It was a forgettable movie.
Yeah. Christina Ricci looked kind of good in it. That's all I'll give it.
I mean, I'm a Christina Ricci fan always.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what's going on. I'd be like, yeah, I'm with it.
Mm-hmm.
The collective movie, man. Hey, Spoiler Kings. I love the House of the Dragon little thing here. When does it come out? Season 2?
Isn't it not this coming Sunday, but the one after?
Next Sunday, right? Or is it this Sunday?
I think
this Sunday. I believe it's Father's Day that the first episode comes out.
Okay. Cool. I had it wrong then.
Yeah. So June 16th, yeah. So June 16th, season 2, episode 1. So I mean, House of the Dragon. I mean, you've been seeing all the stuff. I renew my Max HBO Max subscription real quick, and I did this morning. I just wanted to make sure. I was like, all right, so I'm ready. I didn't want to, anything get in the way. So got that going. I'm excited. I'm excited about so much stuff. I'm excited that I still get another interview with the vampire. Even though I'm sad there's only one more. House of the Dragons coming out. We just got a lot of good. This is a good time. Movies are coming out, going to be great. I'm excited. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm just I'm easily excited. So that's cool. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
makes.
what
Mhm.
what other 80s movie would you want to see remade?
Let's see. Um, other 80s movie.
Goonies?
I'm not. No, they can leave Goonies alone. Um, they. I wouldn't mind, especially since like monsters are becoming a thing again. I wouldn't mind an updated version of the Monster Squad.
Okay.
Um, I wouldn't mind it. You know, at one point they were gonna remake it.
That's what I thought they tried to do that and it didn't
Yeah,
pan.
like Michael Bay's company Platinum Dunes was going to be behind it. For whatever reason, they pulled a plug on it, which I'm actually kind of happy about. There was a script that leaked online. I never got around to reading it, but I read I read like responses to the people who did read the leaked script,
Mhm.
and it was kind of mixed. I think they even said it was more like going for an R rating. Um, but I wouldn't necessarily mind a redo of that. You know, but it all boils down to who they got involved. Because I've always loved the
Yeah.
Monster Squad.
I mean, I guess that's a good one because I keep on thinking like, what could we do? I don't know. See.
Mhm.
This is a bizarre period where things that didn't make money or were never really popular at all are getting sequels. Transformers, G.I. Joe, Fast X, Hunger Games, etc.
Mhm. Well, I find it pretty funny that Vin Diesel was saying like Fast X was gonna have like, didn't he say there were gonna be like 2, 3 more sequels that after Fast X came out, and like there was gonna be like a spin-off with the character of Hobbs, and then like another spin-off, and now they seem to be saying there's the
One
next
movie.
one is gonna be it. Yeah,
Yep. Well,
which
that's
is funny because
you speak into existence. That's what people believe. Speaking into existence works.
Mhm.
They're doing
Yeah,
it,
it is.
but Highlander. Oh yeah, but Highlander is one story set in the past and one set far in the future, medieval and laser weapons. I like that's a good Highlander. That's a good one. All
Mhm.
right, but that's already happening.
Yeah, kind of curious to see how they pull that off. They better retain the Queen soundtrack.
I don't know if they got enough money.
Mhm.
Just saw Monster Squad for the first time last week and loved it.
Monster Squad is all like, remember being like really little when I first saw that and thought it was the most amazing thing ever.
All right, would you be mad if they did a Back to the Future, Back to the Future
Um,
type of movie remake?
I I don't really think they need to touch Back to the Future. Um, I don't think there's really any topping or improving the original. Um, yeah, I think they can kind of leave that one untouched.
Okay,
Like leave Back to the Future alone. Leave Who Framed Roger Rabbit alone.
I agree with that.
Um, One that I wouldn't mind potentially a remake to, just because I think it would be fun, is Romancing the Stone.
Okay.
I think depending on the actors that they got for that, because I do like like rom com slash adventures. I think um, even like some of the newer ones haven't been bad. Like Jungle Cruise really reminded me of Romancing the Stone.
Mhm.
Even the dynamic between Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt in The Fall Guy kind of reminded me of it a little bit. So if you could kind of tap into that same energy, I'd be good with an updated version of Romancing Stone.
Versus should have said, "What's up, T?"
What's going on?
See, I loved Romancing the Stones,
Romancing the Stone's awesome.
but they got close to that with Lost City. They did.
Yeah, Lost City. Yep, Lost City. Like I said, Jungle Cruise. That was another one I actually liked a lot more than I expected to. Was The Lost City.
Oh, that's interesting.
Thought that one was.
I love this. Weekend at Bernie's, License to Drive, Weird Science are fun ones that could be good remake. Weekend at Bernie's could be awesome. Can you guys imagine that? Oh my God, that would be so good.
And I love Weird Science.
Weird Science is one of those things that people grew up on.
It would be very interesting to see if they ever did remake Weird Science. Who would play Lisa? I think that would be like a big selling point for me. Like, because you'd really have to stick the landing with the casting of Lisa. Because if you don't do right by that character, the whole movie just will not work. And Kelly LeBrock was just great back in the day in that role. That would be my number one selling point with a Weird Science remake. Like, you need to cast Lisa right, and you need to cast Chet right, because there was only one Bill Paxton.
Well, Bill Paxton is awesome. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension? Buckaroo Banzai.
That would be interesting. Yeah, that would be interesting to see. Buckaroo Banzai was great.
I mean, we saw Howard the Duck. They've tried doing that so many times. Somewhere in Time would be an interesting thing.
Oh yeah, the one with Christopher Reeve, right?
Yep.
Forgot about that one.
Or this is what I would like to do. What I like to see. What if they remade The Last Dragon? If they did that the right way, can you imagine that? So, once again, 80s movies were very, very much influenced by kung fu culture, and The Last Dragon with Bruce Leroy is awesome. So, could they remake The Last Dragon and give us something actually good?
That's a great question. So remember they tried to do that years back. Sam Jackson was going to play Shona.
Yep.
And then it was rumored that Rihanna was going to be Laura Charles, which, no disrespect to Rihanna, I really haven't been impressed with her as an actress.
I don't even need her to say words, bro. What the you talking about, Rihanna? She ain't got to say words. Even though she said she wore a t-shirt the other day saying, "I'm retired." She's like, "I'm a billionaire." I'm retired.
I'm not even mad at it. Respect.
Oh, there was a Charlie Sheen movie called The Wraith in 1986, I believe, with the black armor wearing spectacle vigilante who forces enemies to race him in his car before killing them.
I remember that one.
That would work. That would definitely work today.
Another one that I'd potentially be open to a remake of is Near Dark. I'd be interested.
Okay.
I'd be kind of interested in potentially that. I think that was like part of the holy trinity of 80s vampire movies.
Okay.
The other two obviously being obviously The Lost Boys and Fright Night.
Yep. Hey, we could do it now, especially we got Nosferatu about to come out this year, and then we got Interview with the Vampire that we talk about every Monday, which we're going to do as soon as Tank gets back. That
That's
makes sense.
exactly what I was thinking of when I mentioned it. They would just have to, and like I still have a complicated relationship with the remake of Fright Night. Still to this day, I can't decide if I liked or disliked that remake.
I think it was something nostalgic almost,
mhm.
but was it good? I'm
There
not.
were parts of it that came off really try hard for me.
Mm,
Like it tried very, very hard to prove how cooler it was than the original, and I think that kind of came off as kind of annoying. It even kind of made me. I always found Anton Yelchin, R.I.P. I always found him to be a very likable actor. It's funny you mentioned that, Travis, because I didn't like the change to the character of Charlie Brewster. That's what I was getting at with Anton Yelchin.
mhm.
15 minutes into the movie, I wanted to punch
I just want to punch you in the
him.
face. You got a punchable face. Something about
Yeah, it's almost like I kind of felt forced to root for him just because the villain was a slightly bigger dick than him. Um, but I thought overall it was like I did like the change they went with Jerry Dandridge. That was pretty good that they didn't make him like, because the Chris Sarandon Jerry Dandridge was basically like 80s Dracula, and I did kind of like the idea of them kind of making him more like just animalistic and and more blatantly evil. Like they so that was kind of cool. I think with I don't I don't think I liked the direction they went with Peter Vincent. I liked David Tennant in the role, but I think
okay.
rather than making him like a magician, they could have made him like a like a ghost hunter type, or like vampire hunter. He did like a
Like Van
televised event or
Helsing?
yeah,
I guess I could see that. I wouldn't mind. I mean,
yeah,
makes the story. I could follow the story, but when you change classics, it's always it's an issue. You got to be very careful with it.
yeah.
So
Um,
today's climate, these weird signs. They will do it as a guy. They'll make a guy and make it to a girl movie. Maybe I could see that building a guy. That's more acceptable. During production of Weird Science, Robert Downey Jr. took crap on the floor of an actress's trailer and was interrogated by John Hughes for a confession. That sounds like Robert Downey Jr. Back then, yeah.
yeah, that man was wilding back in the 80s and 90s.
He don't even remember that. Like Rick James. Buckaroo Banzai is so weird. They did redo that movie and it was called Guardians of the Galaxy.
Not wrong.
Wow, that was good, man. That's up right on target, man. Right on target. I mentioned redoing The Last Dragon in one of my videos, and that came in my head. They came in my head, really. So I understand, because Barry Gordy was so influential in the whole music industry, and you don't have anyone that's like that anymore. Like, really, I mean, everything has changed. Music has changed. Rap, is more predominant, and culturally, I don't know how you'll be able to do it. But if you have the
Yeah,
right show enough, it doesn't matter. If
yeah.
you
Who
got the
would
right
handle
show,
the
man.
Yeah, who would handle the music? Um,
Mm,
because that would have to be a huge part of it.
yeah, that's true. Man, because the
I'd be
barge,
curious to see who would handle the
"Feel the
music.
rhythm of the night," but the music is not at the same quality right now. So I mean, I don't even know how you would do it. You can do it. I almost would do a remake set still in the 80s and then use different music, but still set in the 80s. Like, don't bring it into the current time.
Yeah, that's a good point. that's a good point because it was so unapologetically 80s
Mm-hmm.
and so rooted in the 80s that yeah, I'm not even sure if I'd want to see it. Michael Jai White would be awesome as Shonuff.
Yeah, sucker.
You know, I'd be more for that than if Sam Jackson played him in the original
I want
remake.
Samuel Jackson. I want.
You
I'd
need a
rather
martial
Busta
artist.
Rhymes. I'd rather have Busta Rhymes.
I'd be good with that too.
But I want old Busta Rhymes for the video.
hmm That's exactly what I was thinking too.
Gremlins is one that could possibly work well. The modern practical effects, I think, the name be recognizable. Gizmo could easily steal people's heart again, the way Grogu did. And we'll have all type of toys all over the place.
As I'd be good with Gremlins, as provided they use practical effects, they use puppets and stop motion for the Gremlins like they did with the original.
I don't know if they'll do all of it, but they'll use at least practical effects. More of practical effects will be good.
Mm-hmm. We need to have stop motion be a thing again when it comes to special effects. I'm so happy that Tim Burton's bringing that back for the Beetlejuice sequel. Mm-hmm.
So we haven't had a comedic werewolf movie in a long time. Teen Wolf, American Wolf, and London reboot could be fun.
Mm-hmm. That was another one because actually, Travis, you might know this. They were gonna there was a remake that they were planning for American Werewolf in London. It just kind of stalled out. Actually, the writer director John Landis, his son Max Landis, had apparently written a script, and I guess just nothing ever became of it. But
Does
with
that
American
mean the
Werewolf,
storyline wasn't good enough then?
Maybe, or I feel like they try to like soften the blow of American Werewolf in London if they ever remade it, because that was a very that movie's very dark, and the ending is the ending just is I'm trying to figure out like the way to word it, my feelings towards the ending. The ending is just perfect in the sense that it just ends. There's no epilogue. There's no like, this happened later. Nothing to put you at ease. Bam, the werewolf is dead. The movie is over. Boom.
Yeah. Also, it like took real situations and like for still, man, I can't look down the dark tunnel in the subway without thinking like, there's gonna be a werewolf come flying out of here. Or was that in Paris? No, that was the London one, right?
That was the London one.
Yeah, that was the London one. Yeah, so yeah.
F that. I don't know that anyway. What's a reboot different enough that you appreciate it along with the original? Technically a sequel, but in 2010's Predators artfully redoes so much of the original Predator, but stands apart.
I actually really like Predators. I think that one's so underrated.
What would you think is a good one like that?
I don't like repeating the Predators thing, but Prey. I thought Prey was a great way to like.
That's more of a prequel. This would be a remake. Have they done a remake that we thought was actually good?
I would say it's a reboot though, because now they're doing all these Predators. Because now they're talking about doing a Prey 2 with Amber Midthunder and Elle Fanning is doing, and she's done talk to do another kind of like that, like a back in time one. So I would say that.
I heard that one's gonna like take place in the future. Didn't they say?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was gonna be a futuristic one because the one Prey is back in the time. So
yeah,
yeah, which could be awesome. Like
Prey too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
with Amber Midthunder.
Yeah, that's
what I'd be good with that. Yeah.
Let's go through all these things. I do want to, as Danny says, what up, guys? Have y'all discussed interview with a vampire yet? No, Danny. And I'm ready for it. Yeah. I've been waiting. I've been trying to be patient, but come on, you know me. I'm not patient. We all know.
Yeah, we can get right into it. And I made
All right.
a nice fancy.
Hey, it works. Hey,
Yeah.
Danny, have you watched it yet?
Yeah,
Answer
'cause
that.
I know he was back a week from last week.
Yeah, I got caught
He's
up.
caught up.
Okay.
Okay.
Great experiment would be to do a period set in the 80s film, but get well-known singers of that time to record new music. That sound like it came out during that time, but didn't.
That sounds like a movie already. I can't put my finger on it.
I feel like that's
Brand
happened.
Man, I feel like you're the guy who knows a lot of these like things. This sounds like I saw it already or something similar.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let him think. Let's let him think about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go through some of these comments. Speaking of werewolves, anyone remember the Howling series?
Yeah. There's the only one I really liked was the first one.
The first Howling, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a good word. I admire the blunt ending of American Werewolf, just like in Exorcist 3. What's your favorite abrupt ending or one that ended right as something was about to happen?
I have to take the easy way out and say American Werewolf in London. I remember seeing that movie. I was really young when I first watched it, and I couldn't believe what I had just seen. Like I literally went, "That's it," and I rewound it probably like at least 5 times just to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Mm.
I love how it ends like totally sad. You know, the werewolf just gets friggin' dropped by the police. You see the Jenny Aguilar's character crying over his dead body, and then it just jumps into this upbeat version of Blue Moon. It's incredible. Movies were ballsier back then. You know,
they weren't worried about like not a lot of sequels. They weren't worried about sequels. They weren't worried about just like one good movie. That's all you get, and then later the sequels became a thing.
Yeah, that was the ending of that. Was like John Landis was like, "All right, you guys can go home now. Get out of here." Yeah, that's probably my favorite. I think everything about that ending is just amazing.
Yeah,
it's so mean spirited too.
What you got, Tank?
I don't know, man. Like just an abrupt ending,
or just something that looked like something else is going to happen and never does happen.
Mm-hmm.
Just ends.
You know, another one that I like,
Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm like, oh, they didn't find out. If anything, the original Blade Runner ended in a way where I was like asking more questions. I was like, what's going on?
What about Inception?
That's a good one. That's a really good
Inception's a good one. I liked the ending of
anything. I was like, anything you could talk about, like the never end, like it ends and you still have no idea. You have all these questions and never answers any of them. I feel like it's a good movie. Yeah.
Yeah. And another 2 endings that I really like, kind of like that. I like the ending of Total Recall. And I like the ending of The Lost Boys. Just because of the grandpa's final line after being mostly just kind of absent, or he comes off as kind of oblivious to what's going on, and he's basically like, I never liked this about living here, just all the damn vampires. It kind of makes you ask, like, how long has this been going on? How many other vampires are still out there? How's the grandpa been kind of dealing with this all these years? Assuming like because he's probably killed a couple other of these dudes.
Yeah.
And just the expression on Jason Patrick, Diane Weiss, and Corey Haim's face is great.
Yeah.
At the end.
I know one that Brian loves the ending, The Mist. That was one of those abrupt endings where you're just like, wait, what? And nothing gets explained. You're just like, wait, a bunch of bad, horrible stuff happens,
and then just ended, and that was it. Like
it just ended. You're just like, wait, what? So, unnecessarily bad stuff. On top of that, that's the worst part of it. It was like it didn't need to happen. If you just waited 2 more minutes.
Yeah.
So,
oh my god.
All right, but let's get this going. Let me bring in our guest.
Yeah,
special guest, Danny from Comic
Chat. What's going on, Danny?
What's up, man? How y'all doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
So
well,
appreciate finally connecting and talking about this show.
Yep.
been a few weeks, right?
Yeah,
half of the show so far, or half of the season. So, but cool. Yeah, well, let's jump right into it. What was it? It's 10:30 by us. Yeah, figure. Well, we usually talk about an hour. Hopefully, we can get to a Bad Boys.
No, we need to. Yeah, that's what I said. Let's jump on this now.
Yeah,
get going because I like to talk about Bad Boys. It was entertaining as crap.
Yeah,
sure was.
So was this show. So, cool. Yeah, so we'll start and we'll just kind of go around the horn and chit chat about it. Cool.
All right, let's do it.
Do it. All right, what is up? Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Tank Kramer with Brandman Brandon, Brian the Grizzly, and special guest down here in the corner, Danny, Comic Chat, Road to Wisdom. What other channels are you in, Danny?
OC.
I go to OC, Storms Live on Sundays. So I'm a little bit everywhere, man. Just trying to pollinate the YouTube universe.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, so make sure you follow him. Are you on? Yeah, you're on Twitter. You know, what's your Twitter handle? I think because there you can see everything, right?
Road to Wisdom.
The Road to Wisdom.
Road to Wisdom. Okay.
I did that to announce because Twitter is crazy. I let my Twitter and my phone beep all that beep 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 beep. I just look.
Like just swipe it, get off my screen.
Yeah,
I know that feeling, man. So we're gonna talk about the newest episode of Interview with the Vampire.
Don't be afraid, just start the tape.
Is that what it's called? Okay. Yeah. So I mean, the title of it is actually what it is. Like so. So we get a Danny Louis 1970s kind of side story, you know. So we're getting away from the Paris stuff and we're talking about Daniel and Louis and Armand a little bit too.
A lot.
Yeah. So we'll start off with Danny. How'd you like this episode, man?
I love all these episodes. All of them are very interesting. They move the story. I really like this because Armand, you don't know if you go back to the movie, you don't see much about Armand. I think it was played by Antonio Banderas, but now you get this whole backstory. He's like the alpha vampire, I guess there's a search term, but the Coven leader and the dynamic between him and that guy, I can't think his name, the blinded guy that's trying to become the Coven leader.
Santiago.
Yeah. I'm really ready for him to die.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize Louis was so powerful because that movie did on Santiago was kind of rough. And I was like, man, I know he did all that. But Santiago is slowly but surely, I think he's going to find their secrets. But if you're going to read something in that book, Louis, then you're going to put 2 and 2 together about Lestat, and then probably that's when he's going to, I guess, force Armand to destroy them. I think that lady that's making the dresses for what's her name?
For Claudia.
But Claudia, I think she's going to turn her. That's the vibe I'm getting. I don't know, but I'm definitely enjoying the show. I ain't quite figured out yet what Armand is doing with the writer yet. He's messed with his mind a little bit. I don't know why.
So that's why. Okay.
But
That means you didn't see the one from Sunday.
Yeah, I saw it Sunday. I caught up everything.
So you saw Don't Be Afraid, Just Start the Tape, because that kind of explains a lot of that stuff. What
I know he found out that he got that secret organization is selling a lot of stuff, and he can't hide it. But then it keeps going back to he did something with a girl in the summer or something. I ain't right.
So they kind of explained that this past one.
Okay, I might have missed. I might go back.
Yeah, because they're in a hotel. No, it's not really a hotel. It's their apartment in the 70s.
They have a condo in the city
in the 70s, and I didn't like. Yeah. So that's the one where it's like in the 70s. It's not the same. It's the same character, Daniel. What's up, Zach? It's the same character, Daniel, but it's a younger version, so it's a different actor playing a younger Daniel, which I think he's doing a impersonation of the future Daniel, like pretty good. You know, mannerisms.
What was cool though, he didn't know whether or not him and Louis slept together. That
was weird. Yeah.
Well, he thought he did. He's like, oh, I'm assuming we did, and he's like, nah.
So now he's gay. I didn't know that till that came out.
But he would do anything for
the story,
for drugs. No, for drugs.
I said I didn't know that. Okay.
So he would do. He was like, dude, I'll get on my knees with that in a second. I was like,
wow,
whoa, that's crazy.
Because I think I would say more bisexual than straight gay, because he was married.
Francisco's in the 70s. Yeah, he has 2 daughters. He's married, been married twice. Daniel's been married twice. He's run two marriages. I think he has 2 daughters. Yeah.
But I'm kind of ready for him to get killed, because he's an asshole 1 minute and he's calm the next minute. He's got something bipolar going on. And he kind of gets on my nerves some episodes more than others. But overall, man, I love the show. It's one of my favorite shows. And it's so much better than the movie to me. But a lot of people are like, you're crazy. I say, you got to sit down and watch it. It's crazy. Now, I don't agree with all the lifestyle stuff based on, but just for pure entertainment, drama, I definitely tune into it.
Yeah. I think we all agree with you that this is definitely better than the movie. The movie is a classic. It has its spot in cinema, but as a story, this show's knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, it's so much better.
How the ratings? I keep hearing
they're high. They're like super.
They're high. Yeah.
It says it's one of the highest AMC Plus thing that they've had.
Good deal. I keep hearing things to the contrary. I'm like, I don't know, man. This show is pretty fire to me, but nothing wrong with
season 2. Season 2 is 98% with critics, 86% with audience so far. I think season 1 was also like super, super high. So so it's.
I definitely hope they do a season 3.
I think they're doing at least 2 more seasons.
Yeah,
it could be wrong, but
I'd be like I said in the past, I'd be good with 1 more season, and then you can tackle like other Anne Rice content. Like I've said like 20 times on here, I love a Vampire Lestat series next.
I don't know if you'll get a series, but I could see a season being based on the Vampire Lestat.
Yeah,
you could do a season. Yeah, you could get away with 1, possibly 2 seasons of Vampire Lestat.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that's what I think we're going to.
Is he dated now or what?
No.
Say what?
He's just lingering like he was in the movie.
Lestat is not dead.
He is super alive.
Yeah.
Well, he talks to him. That blew my mind when he so that's in the 70s. He's talking to Lestat, and through like their mind connection or whatever. And I thought that was.
Oh, so you're saying Armand is speaking with Lestat?
Yeah.
And Louis can't hear him because he's his maker, but Armand is speaking to Lestat.
I thought that was super interesting, because then right there they already tell you like he's still alive, because when you go back to Paris in the 40s, and they're talking about him as he's dead. He's not dead because now we as the viewer know that. So
Who is Lestat's maker? I haven't figured it out yet.
Magnus.
Magnus.
Yeah,
They haven't showed him on here, have they?
No.
Okay.
They talked about him. I think
He's
they talked about him in the
still-
last episode.
Is
I
he
think.
still alive?
Is
I
he
think
one of
Magnus-
those people in that
Magnus still
coffins and stuff? Because all those vampires in
I
those
think
coffins in the basement.
in the theater.
Mm.
I don't think so. I know.
No. Magnus doesn't really make an appearance until
The vampire.
until he's into the vampire Lestat.
Yeah.
But they did
Mm.
mention him. I think when what's his name? When Armand was telling
Armand
his
was talking about him.
origin
Yeah.
story kind of thing. He was talking about Magnus. But yeah, we'll definitely hopefully get into that. But that's what I see where they're going to go is they're going to keep it titled "Interview with the Vampire," but we're going to get the vampire Armand story.
Kinda like
I don't know if we're gonna get the vampire Armand story. I think we're going to get the vampire Lestat. Armand is going to be like sprinkled in because we don't have as much with him.
Mhm.
But Lestat is going to give you the other side of the coin, especially now that he's talked and we know he's alive. This is was like a foreshadowing.
Okay,
You said you're right.
the horror geek said Magnus is dead. Marius
Marius.
Armand's maker is alive.
alive.
Okay, so back. I had it the other way around. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
appreciate that, horror geek.
But I think that's what's going to, now that they had him speaking.
Also, wait, is he in the theater then? Is Magnus in the theater then?
No, Magnus hasn't made an appearance. I don't think you're going to see.
No, is he in the coffin in the theater, like in the
Oh, I thought
wall?
it was
I think the vampires in those wall coffins. That's the vibe I got.
Yeah.
Mm.
Shit, now you made me think.
Yeah.
This
I
one-
wonder if
Hmm.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
I was going to kind of deviate off
Oh, go ahead.
subject. I was just thinking out loud. I was like,
Lestat. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, so Magnus threw himself into a fire after turning on the staff. And giving him some coins. Okay. Appreciate that, horror geek.
I wonder if they do make a Vampire Lestat series, are they gonna have it set in present day or in the 80s like the book was when he reinvents himself, like because he reinvents himself as like a glam rock star, like a frontman of like a glam rock band.
Yeah, I know you like the hair metal thing, the idea of Lestat being a hair metal type of band type of guy.
Yeah, I wonder. So I wonder if they'd set it in the 80s, or which might not be a bad idea, just to kind of distance themselves from what they did with the Queen of the Damned movie, where he was like a goth, like a goth, like the frontman in basically a goth band.
Yeah.
So they could do that. They could set it in present day.
I think 80s would be better.
I think
the 80s would be a little.
I think it makes sense now because once again, I think because all what we just saw what happened in the 70s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we see Lestat speaking to Armand, right? Now you can go ahead and focus and flash to what's Lestat doing. We can go through a quick thing of what he did since they tried to kill him in the 40s, kind of give a quick run through what happened 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and then get right to the 80s where his story, takes off.
Yeah.
And
why
kind
he
of
puts himself in such a high profile position, knowing that he can't never come out of daylight and stuff. That kind of gets the code, right?
it's funny because he's done that before though. He did that when he was an actor for those 2 years. He was one of the biggest actors in Paris, and he's done it before, so he just gets away with it. But if you do it with a band, I think you can get away with a lot of things, especially if you're one of a hair band like Brandon's talking about. I think he actually can work out that way.
Yeah, and it was pretty integral to Lestat's character in the book, because he's notoriously arrogant and reckless, and kind of goes against a lot of the vampire
any rules.
Yeah, he was that's always been like his main characteristic. Like, I'm gonna do things my way.
Yeah. Yeah, and also he's very he loves the attention. So
yeah.
Hey, Horgy, that's you dropped some knowledge right there.
So he says Sam Reed says that Lestat in the 70s thinks Louis is dead because Armand never responded after saying "I love you" to Louis.
He never said "I love you" to Louis.
Mm.
Because so what happens? Lestat saying, "Tell him, Armand, tell him I love him. I love him. Tell him." And Armand never does say it.
Never, yeah, doesn't
Never
respond or
tells
say
Louis.
yeah. So that man, that one scene I thought was so impactful. Like, one, it shows you how jealous Armand is, because he's like, you were telling Daniel about nonstop Lestat, but he's like, yeah, but I was trash talking him. It's like, it doesn't matter. That's the only thing you talked about, was Lestat and Claudia, and then he does the
line
connection
between love and hate.
Yeah. I think I feel like Louis was or not Louis, Armand was expecting Lestat to be like, tell him to F off. Tell him I don't care about him. I hate him. He tried to kill me. I think that's the what he was looking for. And when he found out that he loves him, he's like, oh no, I can't pass that on. Like, that goes against what I'm trying to do here, So,
but knowing Lestat, that could be a mind game just to mess with Armand.
Yeah,
because he's a sick individual.
We got Terrence in the house. What's up?
What up, T?
Danny? Yeah.
What's up, Terrence? What's up, bro?
He said, if I were a vampire, I would turn Danny so you can live forever.
Consider
a gift.
I'm good.
But, yeah. So, Brandman, what was some parts that you liked about this episode?
I liked that. I consider this like the obligatory detour episode, like that most seasons have, where it kind of deviates or kind of veers away from the main narrative that we've been following. And I really like episodes like that. I like that it went more into the past relationship between Louis and Daniel. I liked that there was more backstory on Armand. A lot of intense parts. A scene where Louis attempted suicide was just insane.
Can we talk about how great that looked on camera? And I know it's picking up other stuff, but wow, man, for a TV budget, that looked really impressive. Like, it's not the greatest thing ever, but
they throwing a lot of money at the special effects, man.
They really
the execution was awesome.
Piece of bacon. A piece of
bacon.
After that,
he was all jerky after that for a while. Like,
yeah.
That was.
They didn't spare any expense there, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah.
I liked that.
Mama Bear.
There's some Mama Bear. Just wondering where you were. No, there. I liked that. Lost my train of thought for a minute. Sorry. Yeah, there were even some parts that were just kind of like unnerving, kind of like where you see what Armand was doing to Daniel in the background. I thought this episode was very well shot. Probably one of my favorite episodes from an aesthetic standpoint is for sure. But yeah, just really enjoyed it from in terms of like the mood, the tone, and really just kind of how they veered off from the main narrative, but still kept you invested.
It was kind of interesting.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, Danny. Oh no, I was just saying I think the show's really doing a great job in that regard.
Yeah,
it was kind of interesting how they brought that guy in for him to hunt. I thought that was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
He's
like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go on a hunt. He only eats once in like a blue moon, so when he does it, he wants to hunt.
Yeah. But I like how they're using all like that. Going back to kind of like why they're gonna make, I think, Vampire Lestat in the 80s is because they're taking advantage of all the technology and all the stuff now that they're able to hide. They're like, oh, we pay him a bunch of crypto. I was like, because crypto's so easy to hide. You know what I mean? It's so easy to put things, under and you don't know where anything's going. So I enjoy that aspect of it is they're able to like do that. So we get the old stuff from the story from the 40s and then the 20s from last season. Now we're getting some of the sprinkle of the 70s. Meanwhile, they're still in like Abu Dhabi or something like that. So like with insane amount of money. So I'm really yeah. Sorry, Zach text like distracted me.
Yeah, yeah, me too. I was like,
yeah.
oh,
I would look that up. Dang. I'm gonna bring that up. Comic story.
I guess different vampires manifest different powers.
Yes, they do.
I believe so. Yeah.
So it's kind of like Twilight.
I honestly, I only seen the first one, so I don't know. But
I think
it's vampire lore, though. I think that's just like more vampire lore. Minus Dracula, who
does everything, who's the father of all and has all these extra powers, but everyone else has specific things that really comes from their maker specifically.
Yeah, they got mesmerism. I think every vampire has that, but like Amon, he has fire. Then I know there's some that can do shape shifting, and the flying seems to be. I don't think Louis can fly, can he?
I've
never seen him fly.
Louis can, but Louis is going to be big on fire too.
Yeah,
I think Amon taught him to fire. There's something that's teachable, but I don't think he can. I've never seen him fly yet.
He doesn't fly. He did use the fire in season 1, though.
Yeah,
he did use the fire, but he
I know he used the fire to burn up his pictures when in the dark room. I remember him doing that.
Yeah. I think even Claudia brings that up when Santiago starts flying. She was like impressed, how strong he is. But yeah, I know they all have different things. I think I could be wrong. Anybody in chat or replay? I think the older you get, the stronger you might get. Because like Armand, like what Brandman said when he was talking to Louis, and meanwhile he's like raising and dropping Daniel in the background. That was insane because he was just like, oh yeah, poof, poof, he just slamming him on the ground. And I was like, and even when I think he met Lestat, I think didn't he like push Lestat, away, and then Lestat's like, oh, teach me how to do that. So stuff like that,
Lestat, but when he first met him.
Yeah. Here we go. Jorge said Louis in the book has the ability to be as strong as Armand and Lestat, but his style choice prevents that from happening. Because the way he eats,
not just the eat, but also the way he cares about people, because he's still connected to humanity too.
Well, you go.
I think the older they get more immune to sunlight, like that guy said. I think
that's true. Because Armand, so when Louis on fire, Armand just goes and gets him.
Pulls him.
He just can walk. He's just walking in the sunlight. I don't bother him.
See, they don't show Armand. So that's what I was wondering, or like,
no, they kind of showed because you saw him on fire and you saw him get pulled back.
You get him pulled back,
but you didn't see Armand. Armand wasn't black or anything. It wasn't wasting away because he was able to do that already.
Yeah. So I wonder if that's what they're trying to like hide something like that, because I feel like the sunlight thing might be something we get at the end of the season. They're like, hey, some vampires can do light because they're that strong.
Well, Armand, we've already seen Armand. Armand is able to be in sunlight.
I mean,
yeah, even in season 1 and stuff like that, we've seen him in sunlight.
He
always turned, because remember when he was the Rashid.
Oh,
he was in sunlight. But he always darkened the room before Louis walked in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Armand's able to be in sunlight.
Yeah, in season 1 finale.
Yeah,
you're right. But yeah, man. The only bad thing I got for this episode was we didn't get Claudia. That's the only bad thing. But much like Brandman said, it's one of those episodes that every good show kind of has this little side kind of story, and if it's done well, it could be one of the best episodes of a season. A good example is The Last of Us. The side episode with Nick Offerman. Up for awards. The dude was up for like Emmys and stuff like that. That one episode. So when it's done right, it can enhance the story and tell an interesting side story. And I think this one kind of does both. Meanwhile, while it's still involving the main characters, so that's what I appreciate a lot, because you really get to see Daniel is not as sharp as you think he is, because now he's the quick one-liners and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, he's sharp, he's good, he's quick. But I'm like, oh no, he's just an asshole. Kind of like what Danny said, like he's just like, it gets annoying at times because he's an asshole with stuff like that. So yeah, so and this episode showed like, oh, back then he was so messed up on drugs. Even Louis too. I that was so crazy when they fought and Armand comes in, he goes, oh no, you were passed out. Like, I found you passed out right next to him, covered in blood. So it's like, like you were high on cocaine, he was high on cocaine. Like,
yeah, but that's what he was lying about. We saw what actually happened. Yeah. And the reason, well, so say that even the reason why Louis was high was not because he took drugs. It's because he drank the blood of Daniel. That was so,
that makes sense.
He was so drunk, so high, so many drugs were actually in the system that fucked up Louis. So with Louis, because when he asked him, "You're not going to partake of these drugs?" He's like, "Yeah, that's not really my style. That's not what I really choose to do or would choose to be." So but the drugs that he took from, because he gave Daniel so much drugs that when he drank his blood, all that got into his system, and that's what fucked him up. So you don't even know if Louis was really, trying to kill himself, or was he so fucked up that up was down and down was around, and all your inhibitions were let down. So things that you will be a fleeting thought.
Watch this. All the stuff you saying, I didn't get.
No, oh yeah, man. Well, because he was so out of it, and that would make more sense, because like he was already depressed, and you can tell, like, even in the now time, the current time, like Louis still messed up from losing Claudia, and in the 70s, and then getting high, from the blood or however got high, it was like that depression, just like, I can't take it no more, and it almost like turned to suicide.
I believe he even talked about it. That Armand said, you're getting high from him. You pumped his body with so many drugs that by the time you bit into his blood toxicity was going to pass on to you. So you're now high because of what that, and then he was even walking like he's all wobbly because of that, because he took it from the blood. So that was a big thing.
Do you think Santiago is going to kill Claudia because he found out Louis killed Stott?
No, so in the future, I honestly believe that Louis is going to cause everything. Someone's going to do something. He's going to erupt.
Yeah,
he's just going to
explode,
and cause everyone to catch on fire. He's going to kill everyone in the theater, and that's going to cause another blackout for him. Another thing that he's forgotten.
Yeah, I like this. Jorge said Louis and Daniel are basically each other's only friend. That is
pretty much.
That is interesting.
But
yeah,
Louis made Daniel who he was by whispering in his ear. So that burnt piece of crisp, whispering in his ear, "Hey, no matter what's going on, you're going to be a great writer. You're going to always go after the truth. You're going to continue to do those things over and over and over and over again." Saying that's going to be your baseline. He created a new baseline for him. So it's kind of like Inception, right? Like when he went to his wife's mind in her safe and spun the top, saying always questioning reality. So what Louis did, he went into like who he is and said, no matter what, you're going to come back to this point. You're a great reporter. You're going to be a great reporter. He created the monster that he was looking for. So that's very interesting. So Daniel wouldn't be around, because Daniel said, all my weddings, all my marriages ended horribly. I was a terrible husband. I'm a terrible father. I ruined 2 daughters. Did all these bad things, but I couldn't do any of that stuff. But one thing I could do was be a good reporter. And it's because Louis put that seed in his mind.
Yeah.
And
you think it's Louis' intent to turn him?
I think Louis was going to kill him. I do believe he will turn him, I think he was going to kill
I
him.
mean, I think because isn't he dying or something? He got some kind of illness.
Yes.
Yeah, cancer
Parkinson.
or Is it Parkinson? Yeah,
Parkinson's
yeah,
disease.
something.
Yeah.
that-
You see him shaking all the time, right?
Yeah, so I
It's
think
Parkinson's.
Louis gonna turn him.
Yeah.
If Armand don't
I
kill him
mean,
first.
all right, because I think we already spoke about that a few weeks ago, where like, well, he already got his blood, so now all he has to do is just drink
Louis' blood.
Louis' blood, and then it's done. So he's like halfway there. So yeah. But it is like I don't think he meant to. I think like he was his dinner. Like that's it. He was gonna eat him, and stuff like that. So, but I don't know, man. That whole I want to rewatch this episode again. And I probably will at least one more time before the next episode, because like the whole thing is
I'll
like
rewatch it.
yeah, because Daniel was like, oh, I thought we were gonna get it on, and Louis like, no, I want you to listen to me, listen to my story. So and just like it was interesting. Like, was he planning on telling him the story just to get it off his chest and then kill him? So it's like, I'm gonna tell you this, but then you can't tell anybody else because for obvious reasons, the world can't know about vampires. So he kills them. So I don't know how, but then everything changed with Armand and stuff.
I honestly, I think Louis, if Louis learned how to control himself, he was so depressed, but also so angry. He's still angry with Claudia. He's still angry with Armand. He's still angry with Lestat. That's why he keeps on harping on everybody. He's still angry and not feeling loved. And that's what always comes down to the point of Louis looking for someone to love him. Even though he's a monster in himself, he's looking for those things.
Yeah,
I think he can mesmerize him. So I think he wanted to tell him to kind of get off his chest. But I don't think
tell him forget.
Yeah, just tell him to forget.
But you saw when he bit him, he was sucking the life out of him. You saw like it stopped like right here in the nose. Where Armand jumped in and saved Daniel's life by throwing him against the wall, getting Louis off of him and all that stuff, and then trying to rationalize with someone who's that high wasn't going to work anyway. And then, but Louis, all his truths start coming out. We're talking about, you're just boring. The last 4 decades with you was the worst thing that's ever happened in my life. You are awful. My 10 hours with him was better than, so it was 10 hours. It was better than all the last 4 decades with you. So, I mean, that was, I mean, just, you were talking about hurtful.
A drunk every time.
Yep. Exactly.
How can Armand even deal with all that stuff? And then it's still that thing that we kind of talked about, we touched on last week. It's still the pimp versus the prostitute with Armand and Louis. That's what, Louis is an old pimp. That's what he was. And Armand was turned into a prostitute by his maker. So like that is still who they are. And eventually the pimp is going to get tired of Armand. So that's kind of what their relationship was. I didn't know it was that way that long.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
But it's crazy.
Yeah. Horgeek said that the things that he whispered to him, he goes, literally saved his life. He goes, I love that. Completely original for the show. I didn't know that. So
yeah, I don't remember seeing that or hearing that anywhere else, but that made a lot of sense. But it just shows that Louis was almost Daniel's maker. So I could be his actual maker now too. So like it's just so many levels on this damn show. I'm loving it.
Rick, is it intentional or just happened to fall in place like that?
I think they know they did that on purpose.
I'm telling you, boy.
He's his maker first in the way he chose him, because they also talk about Armand said, you've done this 126 times, this is whatever, you were just one of whatever. He said I was only one of a couple.
He said 5 or something like that. Yeah,
5. Yeah,
he said 5.
126 times. Armand had no problem with that, but this one's different. He does have a problem with that.
Yeah.
And then it seemed like I don't know if it really got, that's the I need to go back and look into is did Armand sit down and talk to Daniel a lot about himself before, because they're all in and out because they didn't know what else happened. Did Armand talk about that? Did he really communicate some of his truths to Daniel. Another person who was willing to listen. Armand wants someone who cares and wants to listen to him. So did he do any of that stuff too? I thought that was really interesting. Armand just leaving him all the time and feeling like you can't even trust him. Yeah. So 10 hours with Daniel was better than 4 decades with Armand. Wow.
Like, so
what's the dynamic between Daniel and the butler? He's trying to
the real Rashid?
Real Rashid. I don't know. I think because he's the only other human there, where it's like, hey, even like it was a few episodes ago, he's like, hey, how, what do you think about this dude who can literally kill you? And he's like, oh, he's great because he allows me to live, kind of thing. It was kind of like ass backwards. I felt like it, but it was very like servant and master kind of thing. It was like, oh, he's good because he's not killing me. It was like, nah, man, that's not how it's supposed to work. Like
kind of
like that threat
like,
being over you.
Remind me like Dracula and Renfield.
Yeah, kind of. Well, but I think, but Renfield was like that servant, right? Like like kind of like forced to be a servant. So yeah, but yeah, the real Rashid was, and that was also kind of like a jokey thing. That he kept, well, it was a dig. It was like, oh, because nothing's real. So the first 3 episodes, every time you saw him, he goes, oh, real Rashid. He kept calling him real Rashid, and that was like a dig at Armand. It was like, oh yeah, like I can't trust you guys. You guys are liars, and it's just like, so every time you talk to him, he's like, and every time he's like, oh, real Rashid, what do you think about this? And it was just like, his opinion doesn't matter, but it was just like, I felt like it was a dig to Armand every time he did something like that, That's how I felt, but yeah.
I mean,
yeah. So outside the interview with the vampire, Daniel is mainly connected to Armand. Torture is like the start of their connection in the book. Okay.
But did you saw? So that's what I want to talk about with Armand. First off, kept on saying, "Relax, go to sleep." He said, "Sleep, sleep, sleep."
Rest.
So
rest.
Rest. It was rest. Rest. So it felt to me like that was a trance word. So another power of him, and I think that's what we're going to uncover as we go forward, that he's putting people in trances. And Louis said, "Oh man, he said rest to me too." That was just a seed that we're going to start to really, it's going to be unraveled a little bit more in the next episode. We're going to realize that Armand has been basically brainwashing Louis, which we always kind of all felt, all thought that might be happening, but it's the same thing he's doing to Daniel. So Armand has been brainwashing Daniel too this entire time. So Armand is very powerful, but just in a weak,
he's very
insecure.
Person.
Very insecure. That's a good way to put it.
Exactly. And and I actually think he's been holding on to Louis through that trance, doing all that stuff.
Yep.
Especially because he now knows, not only because he found out doing the whole interview and listened to the texts and listened to it twice over, he listened to all of them. Not only does Louis love Lestat, then he talks to Lestat, right? And talks to him all this stuff, and he finds out Lestat loves Louis. So now I'm worried, if he's worried, like if they ever get together, I'm out the door. And I want to get him alone like I was the 600 years before, right? So like,
he's feeling like
he's holding on him and trying to keep them separate.
Yep.
And by doing that, to do that, he does the brainwashing. But that's why he hears rest, always controlling how he really gets into where their bodies are.
Horgy brought this up because Armand controlling others' bodies when he had no control of his own when he was a slave. That was interesting, but I mean, they say that, like that your trauma becomes the trauma you pass on to others and stuff like that, so
let me ask you this. Y'all like this series better or True Blood?
I was never too big into True Blood. So
We had got that
listen,
question a
that's
few weeks ago too.
Yeah, True
But-
Blood was awesome.
easy answer on that one.
The last
I-
episode, the last season. Well, the last 2 episodes was like, what? This is y'all payoff. But other than
I
that,
like True Blood, unlike
I
you
did
guys.
too.
I actually like True
I
Blood.
liked it too.
I didn't dislike
Eric-
it. I just
It
wasn't like.
reminds me of Lestat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we're going to get more answers on the stat and knowing who he really is and how he really feels about stuff. Because once again, I think it's something that Brandman has been saying for a while now is we've only got Louis' idea who Lestat really is, not
Yeah.
who
Mhm.
what Lestat is really. We only see his version of it, and it's hard hearing someone's version of someone who can't remember what he ate for breakfast yesterday. So like it's a jilted lover's portrayal of someone. So is Lestat really that evil? Is he really that, or was he doing it for a reason,
Or is he
or
just
was he really
misunderstood?
loved? Or is he looking for searching for love too, or was he just so in love with Louis that it's something different? Like we're going
Like
to find
actual love,
another
yeah.
story from when we start to hear from the vampire Lestat, which I think is season 3 of
I think so
of
too.
this whole interview of the vampire. I think you're going to see a lot more of him and understand a lot more of what's really going on.
Mm. Mm. Just them showing you, or not really showing, but telling you that Lestat is alive. Like that's like for me like one of the biggest things. Like we knew if we watched the original movie, he's not dead. And obviously you're not going to kill somebody like that off. But if it's like this is the only interview with the vampire and Rice stuff that you're like, oh, he's dead, he's gone. Finding out that like no, he is alive. We're gonna skip what is that, like another 40 30 years into the 70s, and now we know that like, oh, he's still alive, so and I assume at least from the 70s to now, the 2020s, like the Lestat is probably still alive,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It doesn't kill
so,
him.
yeah. Rach got a question. One thing I'm confused about is that Daniel in this episode said he forgot most of his entire life in the 70s and suddenly woke up in Milwaukee, even though they're in San Francisco. So I wonder if after the Armand chases Daniel like a prey and lets him live. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think so.
No, I think he actually places him. I feel like so they brainwash him with the whole reporter
Yeah.
thing, right? They rewrite what actually happened, and then they send him into Milwaukee. That's why. But they brainwashed him so he doesn't remember exactly how he even left San Francisco, what actually happened there.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that Louis also doesn't remember it. Armand remembers everything. So that's going to be interesting when we see that too.
Yeah. But yeah, it is something. It sounds like something Armand would probably do. But I think because Louis came out and said like, no, he needs to live because he's gonna be like basically the symbol of our love for each other is by keeping him alive, which was like really messed up because it's like oh, this dude has the secrets of who we are, and we're gonna keep him alive to show like we love each other. It was weird, like because like he's like, no, you need to keep him alive because he's important to me.
No, I
to
think
Louis.
it's more. It's more that because Armand said, "So are you asking me or telling me?"
Yeah.
And then Louis looked at him and said, "I'm telling you."
Yeah.
You can keep him alive. He's
Yeah.
a burnt crisp, half a piece of bacon, telling him like, "Nah, bro, I'm the one running this. You're going to keep him alive."
Mhm.
No matter how powerful Armand is in this relationship, Louis has all the power. So that's why it's important that Armand has to keep certain blocks up walls up in Louis, because if Louis ever realizes who he is, they're going to revert back to their original pimp hoe dynamic.
Yeah. To what they are, kind of thing. He goes, it's to show how submissive Armand is to Louis. Armand invested so much into Louis. Yeah. And then Armand like lost 2 covens at this point, as far as we know. So all he has is Louis. I mean, that's all he has.
but he
You know.
didn't want the first coven. So he didn't want any of them. So he was sent to Paris. He didn't want the first coven. He didn't care. They left. They're dead. And now the second one, they're gonna get killed off. He's gonna be cool with that too. He doesn't want the coven. He doesn't want to be the leader, but he wants to
It's
not be
amazing
alone.
how much of their human characteristics and personality they carry with them to transfer to the vampire, because you're gonna live forever, man. You would think you would, I guess, want some variety. I mean, I'm just saying, but like he's totally content with Louis and trying to hold him and control him. That's a very human characteristic, which is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this whole at least like their all relationships are all based on like just love, but not like obviously not a good kind of love. It's more of an obsession kind of love, like devotion kind of thing. It's like, and also like I kind of get it if you're hundreds of years old. It's not really love. You just like, I just want somebody to spend time with, more or less, somebody who understands me, and that's not
someone who's going to
really
be
what
alive
love is,
that won't die. They will be around all the entire time.
Yeah. Aaron Rich said, but what if Armand follows him to learn what is so fascinating about Daniel? That would be interesting. If we find out that if he like follows him, is like, what does this guy do? And why is Louis so interested in him? I could see something like that.
Yeah, but the problem is that Louis already put in. Yeah, he probably put all that in motion with that whispering. So now we know he's gonna do. He's gonna follow exactly what Louis says he's gonna do from now on. So he's no longer what the old Daniel was. He's now a new Daniel that Louis kind of created.
Yeah,
true. But yeah, I mean, also like for me, the way it ended was I know we were talking about endings, and before we started talking about Interviews with the Vampire, we were talking about endings, and the way this episode ended, where Armand walks in, got the glasses on, he's like, all happy. That was entertaining. I mean, well, Daniel and Louis are like crying. They're like, "Do you have fun? Oh, guess what we talked about?" It's like two ex-girlfriends like that hooked up and like this trash talking to the current boyfriend. This kind of thing. That's what like the vibe I got. I was like, oh, we know all the messed up stuff that you did. And
we know everything about you.
Yeah. So that the next episode I think is gonna be really interesting, because are they gonna go back to Paris in the next episode as much as they have been doing, or is it gonna be like 50-50 where like the first half is gonna be like them figuring out who can we trust in current time and then get back to the story?
I think the fire happens at middle of the episode, and then the end of the episode is kind of ending the season. What's up, Dark Room? I wouldn't be surprised if
nice. Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if episode 6 is a little bit longer. Say it's an hour 20 minutes.
So it's going to be 6 episodes this season.
Yep.
Wow.
Is there?
There's only 6 episodes.
So the next episode is the end of it?
Yeah, so that's why I was gonna say this is the penultimate episode. That's why they did a lot of this stuff, because they're wrapping up who all the characters really are. So what they've done now is they've given you, so we know Louis, we know Daniel, know Armand and everything. So now we've told you the backstory and why they are where they are.
You need to make this 90 minutes.
It needs to be as long as possible.
Yeah, 90 minutes, bro.
This past episode, they brought them all together and basically brought everything from the past to present. Everything that they've been going through and why they're back together, they brought from the past back to this present.
There's 8 episodes in season 2.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, because it's gonna.
Yeah, you get me a little.
When is it? Because I think it ends at the end of the month.
I was worried because I'm looking at it and it only have 6 already done. Like, this all we get?
Because that's why I was like, wait, what? Because I know who's that? Early screeners got to see the 6 episodes.
The first 6. Yeah. That's all we're talking about. It's the first 6 because that's all they've seen. That's right.
Yeah.
The first season was 7, right?
Yeah, the first season was 7, and this one's gonna have 8 episodes.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So we
And
still got
the
three
sixth
more
episode
weeks.
is like the
Yeah.
light by which God made the world before he made light. So that's fire. So see, episode 6 is probably the fire.
The fire. Ooh, man. I would assume the fire would be
I thought the fire would be 7. That's why I would thought it would be 7 because
Yeah.
then the 8th episode is the season finale.
Yeah. Well, here you go. Jorge said episode 6, which is next week, should be big for Santiago, Madeline, and Claudia. So Madeline was the French dressmaker, the dressmaker girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You need to get out of here, Anzo, with that boring ass show, bro. This might be one of the best things on TV right now. One of the best, not the best, but up there in the conversation.
Definitely up there. Yeah.
Yo, Dark Room Reviews, appreciate it. He gifted 1 membership. Appreciate that,
awesome.
man. So,
that's perfect.
So we'll see who guess who got the gifted membership? Oh, that's hilarious. I am sorry. You know what? I'll re-gift it. Huh?
Yeah. This is forwarded. Yeah, let's give it to somebody.
I'll gift it out there. That's hilarious. But we do appreciate the support like that. Dark Room. Also, go check out Dark Room Reviews.
Yeah,
doing a bunch of awesome stuff. So definitely go check out his channel, reviews, discussions. I saw him on whose channel were you on? Was it Anthony Perez's channel? I think you were on. So, and I'm a fan of his stuff. So too. So yeah.
Any I don't want to change quick.
No, go ahead.
Any y'all watch Atlas?
no.
Atlas. I don't.
Jennifer Lopez movie on Netflix.
Atlas. I thought you said Alice.
Atlas. Yeah, no, I
didn't see Atlas.
I definitely watched Atlas, and I'm very interested to know what you thought about it because I didn't hate it as much as everyone else hated it.
I didn't hate it at all. Her acting was a little slower at first, but as it progressed, she got better, man, and I didn't hate it. I gave it a 7.5, 8 out of 10.
I probably wouldn't go that high. It was probably the closest thing to a Titanfall movie we'll ever get.
That's what they should have pitched it as. I would have been
The J-Lo's acting was interesting in that movie to me. Because there were times where she kind of overacted, I thought. Yeah, she kind of did a lot of dry crying and screaming her lines. They tried to make her Hollywood frumpy, which just didn't work.
There you go.
Passed on the membership. Maybe that's not me.
Right. But it wasn't without its merits. I thought I really liked it visually, and there were a lot of actors in it that I liked. There were worse ways to spend a Sunday afternoon.
It was superior to Rebel Moon.
That's not even saying
there's the colonoscopy is superior to Rebel Moon.
Way less slow-mo, or maybe just as much. Darkroom gave us a super sticker real quick. I know you can't see it in here. Over on YouTube, it's like a karate box kind of thing. So we appreciate that. Let's see, we got this one for you.
He's the best. I love it.
Appreciate him. We need to find one from Interview with the Vampire.
I like this one.
You serious?
He is the best J. Jonah ever.
He is. He's made for that. That dude is made for a bunch of different roles.
Yep.
Like he's so good at everything he does.
He sure is.
He's so good. He could be a dad. He could be a cop. He could be a
reporter. It doesn't short commercials. We are farmers. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. Oh, he was in Oz, and oh my, we played super racist guy in Oz. That dude is an amazing actor. I got it.
Mhm.
He is a
Isn't
great
that like CJ something? Or you got initials or something? CK?
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Omni Man. He's Omni Man too. So
Yep.
yeah, Anzo's like, oh hell no.
All right, let's finish this up, Garrett.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
This is
it's getting
amazing.
it's getting late over here in the East Coast.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
So no,
and then,
I want to
Richard-
say, yeah.
maybe so 7 is the fire. That's what we think too.
Yeah, so I think so too. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, I think episode 7 has to be the fire because then we see the blowback from the fire and your season finale. But 6,
Yeah.
I agree, it's one of those ones that everyone has to find out what's going on. You know, you see everyone they're gonna try to you know, I got you, Armand. And you know, Santiago's gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna turn the covenant against you. And what you gonna do now? We're gonna come and kill you. Mutiny, mutiny, mutiny. And then Armand's gonna be like, I just kill all y'all. And then they're gonna do something to Claudia, and Louis is going to lose his shit. And he's going to kill, I'll murder me to murder you. They're doing one of those lines. Like, I don't care who dies here, y'all dying today. And I think that's what we're gonna get. And then it's going to each of these episodes are going to open up a new wound because we're gonna find out more about what Armand has been doing to Louis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good theories.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what I think is gonna happen. You know, this, like, I forgot whoever said it. Madeline, Santiago, Claudia. The episode 6 is gonna be a lot of them, and it's a lot of the build up to the big explosion, you know, the big fire and stuff like that. So yeah.
But can I ask you a question, yes? So
Hmm.
what if we find out that's actually Armand that killed Claudia? So let's just go with me. Things are a little bit different. So what if Armand, like Claudia decides to not wear the dress anymore? Armand is tired of her continuously, you know, disobeying him.
Mm-hmm.
He kills her, frames the rest of the coven.
Yep.
Louis finds out and loses his shit and kills everybody. Comes in, just lays waste to everyone. And then we find out, and at the end of the episode, is that it's actually Armand. And then season 8, we see what Louis' reaction is to find that Armand is the one that actually killed Claudia.
And that's why his mind is blocked. Armand is blocking his mind.
Trying his best to keep him from realizing that.
To keep that secret. Yep. That's a good theory.
That would be interesting. That's why he's so, again, like, not really in love, but obsessed with him, because he knows if he finds out the truth, I might die. Yeah.
No, I think he's obsessed with Louis because he loves Louis. He loves the idea of Louis. But if Louis ever found out what he did, he might not be able to kill him, but he's definitely not going to be with him. And Armand's afraid of being alone because of the way he was made, you know, and being thrown around, never having a connection to anybody. That's why he was always afraid to have, you know, not having another connection. So I think that's his fear, you know. And if that ever happens, woo! But that would go a different way. That's not how it actually happens in the book. But I'm just saying that could be something that changes.
Yeah. If they change, I'm cool with it. As long as it makes sense in this story. You know what I mean? The book is the book, and the book is always going to have that story, and people are going to love that. But if they change it and it makes sense in the scenario of the show,
cool twist.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm cool with that. So last few comments before we end it. Rach said, I think we might see Lestat by the end of episode 6. Said, because I think Lestat will be present for the fire episode.
Yeah. He was present in the book.
Yeah. Just even in the background, just there and just witnessed it, you know, just even when you think he's out of Louis' life, he's always been around. I like that. Because I wonder if Lestat is the person who brought the painting that Armand has been trying to sell all season. Oh, ooh, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
Or Geek, you just got me, man. I didn't think about that.
I like that theory. I like that. I don't think so, but that's a possibility. It could be just a random customer too. It could be, but
it'll be better if you see Sam Reed come out. Woo! Woo, man, he was the one. He found out where they were. He found Louis. And right as Louis, the control that Armand has over Louis is breaking.
It's gone. Yeah.
Woo, boy.
Yeah.
It'd be good.
Imagine if Marius.
Marius.
Oh, man.
Armand's maker. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah.
Armand's
That'd be
maker,
interesting
man.
too. Yeah. I can see that. I mean, this show. I forgot what they how many more seasons they extended it to. But they're going all in with the whole Immortal universe. I know I sent you guys a link. They're doing another show that's going to be, I think, based around one of our comments.
Talamasca or something like that.
Talamasca, yeah.
Yeah,
They're doing
that
one
show.
on that.
We're getting another Mayfair Witches, like it or not, and we're probably getting at least like two or three more seasons, as of now of Interview with the Vampire. So, I think they're gonna tie it in all together at some point. I can see maybe like season 3. When they start getting closer to the 70s and 80s, I can see them tying everything together. And then it's gonna turn into this giant witch vampire werewolf. We haven't got to any of the werewolves yet, so yeah.
Like Supernatural.
Basically, man. Basically, and that's how it all ends. Sam and Dean walk in, just kill everybody.
Oh man,
Boom. That's it.
I was thinking more Underworld.
Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, you guys got anything else? Last little bit before we end this episode.
Great show.
About it.
We'll keep going.
Yeah. We got 3 more weeks, 3 more episodes for this season. So stick around here with Spoiler Kings. Every Monday we're going to be talking live. So if you want to be part of the conversation, come and join us live. If not, you get the edited version where we cut it down, and it's just Interview with the Vampire. And you can leave your theories, leave your comments, leave your thoughts, ideas, feelings, all that stuff. Leave it down in the comments. We super appreciate all the guys, everyone watching and checking us out. And we really appreciate everyone live, hanging out with us live, asking good questions and good comments. We appreciate all you guys, but stick around. Also, real quick, again, reminder, go check out Danny. Go check out Danny on his show, Road to Wisdom. I'll put a link right above my head and one in the description. So go check him out over there, and then follow him there, and then you see all the other shows he's in as well. But thank you, Danny, for coming in and joining us. Hopefully this is not the last time.
Definitely appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Danny.
We'll get together again, and talk about the show again. But yeah, appreciate you, Danny. Appreciate all you guys in the live chat. And but we're gonna move on to our next topic for the night. Cool.
Well, Jorge just said that. That's.
I didn't watch this, so I'm going to bounce, fellas. Thanks for the invite.
All right. Thanks,
Yeah,
Danny.
Thank you, Danny. Yeah, we'll definitely hook up together again and do some more interviews with
All right.
Vampire.
That'll work.
Sure, man.
Thanks.
All
Good
right,
night.
all right, man. Later.
See you soon.
See, what did you say? Jorge said they want
season 3.
They want season 3 to be the Vampire Lestat, which could make sense. A lot of people view it as a love letter to Louis.
That. Yeah,
which
I'd love to see him do it.
Yeah, they're setting it up already.
Exactly.
Like,
it follows the story exactly the way it needs to right now.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. He already said, "I love you, Louis," and it's been 30. No shit. Well, it's been 30 years since Paris, and it's been 50 years.
It's actually almost 60. Do you realize that?
60 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
24 plus 1970. That's 54 years.
Yeah. If they do that, but then go back to the 1920s when him and Louis were actually last together. So you're talking about 100 years. 100 years later, like that'd be pretty cool.
Dude, that's real. That's real love.
That'd be cool. I like that, and it makes sense in the whole like lore of the characters. That they're so old that 100 years is just like not too much for them. Because Armand's what 4-ish, 500 years old, something like that.
He was 400 years old in the 40s, right?
Yeah.
So he's come up on that 500. I see you.
The big 500.
the 500 for a guy from by the books, supposedly like he's 17 years old. Isn't that what it is, Brandon? 17?
Mhm.
Armand's supposed to be 17 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
he's like
is
he's a kid.
hilarious.
Mhm.
That's hilarious because Claudia's only, what, 15? Well, in the book, she's like 6. But
Mhm. Yeah, she's like a kid in the books.
Yeah, which is weird. But yeah, have you seen that with T? I'm back. I don't watch Interview with the Vampire. Yeah, no worries. Appreciate everyone. I know we were skipping a bunch of stuff. Again, thank you, Dark Room Reviews. Appreciate that so much. Again, anybody watching, go check him out. He's a lot of fun, man. So I feel bad. I watch a lot of you guys' like stuff. You know, whenever you guys like, I follow you. I hardly comment, man. Like, and I know I need to be better at it, but like, I watch a lot of like, Zach. I watch T.
I know he does because
Terrence. I watch a lot.
We have the same channel, so like when he watches on the channel, I get all the stuff that comes up. So I end up watching it too because it's like, oh, the stuff you've previously viewed. So
that's why a lot of times I'll try to be under my own personal, just so I don't mess up the algorithm for Spoiler Kings. But a lot of times, like I want to go in and support, show love from the channel. But yeah, because I think I was in Kenny's and I was under my personal. And then I switched to Spoiler Kings to give him some super chat or something like that. And then Kyle came in. He's like, "How many channels you got, man?"
That sounds like
technically a few, but
yeah,
really,
you have one for gaming, just gaming. So
the gaming is my personal one, but I mean, technically, I still have like the actual Penny and Grizzly show. The channel that we stopped doing for Did We Just Become Best Friends that turned into Nerd Huddle and stuff like that. So yeah. I think I was oh man. Yeah. Kyle's always getting me, man. All right.
I'm gonna run and grab something to drink.
Okay, go ahead. And then when you come back, we'll start Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bad Boys.
Got that.
What
Man, look at that. I made that.
I did that. I made it.
Oh, and I made one for the Acolyte too.
Hey, I like the Acolyte. But you know what? I think it's going to be bad. I'm coming to the point. I think it's going to end up being bad.
And that's a problem with just Disney Plus shows in general, man, is they can't stick the ending, the landing, man. The ending just kind of
exactly.
Going
from Armand to Armando.
I didn't even think about that. That's funny. Oh man. Take my guy for shit. Yeah, my back a couple times. A few times, man. Because like when I'm in chat, I can dick around and be stupid and like Kyle and I can like go in Kenny's chat and be stupid. But when you're the host, you're just like, bro, I gotta keep it. You gotta keep it moving. You gotta keep it going.
Because if he didn't, this show would never end.
It would never end.
Imagine me to be able to just go on rants all day long. Oh my god.
Or that like continue with like stupid joke kind of memes, and then that snowballs into a bunch of other stuff. Yeah. Holy heck, that hoodie is tight. the one Brand Man got.
Thank you.
You physically tight because it's not that tight, but it looks good. They're showing off. It's Brian got these made for us. So yeah.
Got the Barbie logo on the bottom too.
There you go. We actually need to send one to Kenny out in Philly, or to Danny. Send one to Danny and Anzo.
Danny Anzo, exactly.
I was thinking Kenny Sparks because actual name is Ken. So that'd be funny. Chillmonger, what's up? Everyone needs an alternate channel to watch themselves. Yeah,
exactly. I do that even on Tuesday sometimes. Like, I want to watch this on this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like my own channel is my own channel. And there's a lot of stuff I try not to watch while I'm under the Spoiler Kings. Because it's my stuff. It's my own like personal like
He's
you
talking
know,
about his Disney stuff.
entertainment.
He watches a lot of Disney stuff.
I watch a lot of political stuff and a lot of sports stuff. It's the weirdest fucking my homepage is the weirdest homepage on YouTube. But with Spoiler Kings, I try to keep Spoiler Kings with other movie review people. So if I'm watching something that's a movie review related, comic book related, I try to be Spoiler King so I can show that support and hopefully make a connection. You know, but for the most part, if I'm watching like random shit, it's under my name, and a lot of times I forget I'm under my own. So
and I got Chill here. Hey, I'm sorry I couldn't make it Saturday because I thought we were doing it earlier.
Oh yeah.
And then by the time he came around, I was already enthralled in something real bad. So,
yeah. I know Chill's. I watched his video about getting more into the comic book kind of stuff like that. So I'm definitely interested in. I mean, if I get an invite, cool. But I don't read comic books like the day it comes out. I usually do it within a week or so.
You know me.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. Brian buys.
I gotta get more into the habit of
Immediately.
doing it right away.
I order it. I get it the same day. Like on Wednesdays, I go to the gym. I go to the comic book store. Like they know, like at 10:15, Brian's gonna walk through the door, and I better have his stuff.
At that point, just give you a key, man. It's like you're good.
They definitely know. They're like, hey,
yeah. But
Brian,
I know
stuff
Chill
in
does
there.
that. I'm gonna be watching that all the time, man.
What I'm really excited about for Chill is that so you guys know Chill has been making it. He has his own comic book that he's been drawing and all of those these storylines and making storyboards and stuff like that. Just talking to him, that it's going to be real cool. So I just want to make sure everyone knows that that's what he's been doing. And when it does hit, we gotta make sure we support the boy. So we gotta make sure we do whatever it takes to push it. Without him, we probably wouldn't be. We definitely wouldn't be where we are now, and we probably wouldn't talk to hardly any of these people that are even here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to definitely be big on that. I love the way he thinks about stuff, so I'm super excited about that. So that's just me.
Yeah. So maybe I shouldn't plan for Wednesdays. Nah, man, do what works best for you.
And do Wednesdays because I'm off for Wednesdays.
There you go. So he can pick it up at 10 o'clock in the morning and read it. So by the time like noon rolls around, he read every single comic book that released that day. But that
sounds about right.
But usually because I don't pick up my comic books on Wednesday, I usually pick them up like Friday-ish. But I do I know I'm gonna probably get like a lot of hate for it, but I do read a lot of digital comic books. There's a free website that read a lot. So if I'm at work and I want to read something real quick, they usually get uploaded pretty fast, man, pretty fast. So I usually do a lot of that. So I'll read the comic before I actually buy it. So
I love the feeling. I have a comic book in my hand as I'm turning the pages. So I'm huge in having physical comic book and reading it. Like I literally I get my stuff and I put it down and I'm reading through and I ask my girls. So I'm the only one in the comic book stores that reads The Expanse, Dragon Tooth. So like I'm the only one. So he orders only two. He orders one for me and one to put on the wall. And when that one is gone, he just moves it out over. And like literally, I just love it. I love just sitting there and enjoying and just having that type of connection with something. So yeah, I definitely do that.
Yeah. It's that when it's time to promote, I'm coming into your audience with our dude. You let us know, man. We can that you should do a whole like when a movie comes out, like the actors going on all the channels, bro. Because I guarantee, man, everybody
the car wash.
Yeah. But like everyone owes Chillmonger a lot, man, because your Saturday shows when you were doing that, you connected so many people together, and you gave a lot of us like platforms. So
No, 100%. Between the sports channel, I will be promoting your stuff on Dynasty Pylon on a Wednesday, talking about your stuff. I will have it up all the time. I am all about it, especially a creator who has an idea and appreciates comic books for what they really are, and understands that
Good
some
stories.
things are missing in culture that's it's not being talked about. So that's what's big, So I'm telling you, when you got it, I don't be number one. I'm gonna be right there.
Yeah, a Reggie Sloop. Exactly, a Reggie Sloop.
Oh man, that's gonna be.
Oh man,
I
That
cannot
is
wait, bro.
weird. I just said I respectfully decline. It's just gonna show up, man. It's just gonna
Yeah, no.
show up.
It's gonna be surprised. Like I'm like, oh, here's this is Steelers helmet. Here's a little Funko Pop. There's gonna be all this other stuff, and then at the bottom you're gonna look at the sweatshirt. Oh man, this sweatshirt. What is it? It's gonna say "Spoil the Kings," and on the back it's gonna say "I am Knuff."
Oh man, that's funny. Is it they can't stick the landing on series, or that sometimes we love the show for so long we can't let it go enough to be pleased with it?
I don't know. See, you say that, but like when Harry Potter finished, I was okay with it finishing.
It was it needs to be satisfying, like
Yeah.
a good
Mhm.
ending. Because like a really good example is Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion had a good idea. It was doing some things I wasn't fully. I'm like, okay, I don't like what you're doing. They could have turned it around, and it could have been an okay show where I really had a fun time with it. If the ending was great, the ending sucked ass.
The ending was
that was the
trash.
worst Marvel
It's
thing
trash.
ever produced.
Yeah,
The ending was trash.
yeah, it was so trash. It was so stupid. It puts things in motion that doesn't make any sense for the whole universe. It was bad. It was bad.
Mhm.
So it's definitely ending. So X-Men 97 had a solid ending. For the season. But Falcon and Winter Soldier had a solid ending. So they're not all horrible. I thought Loki with both seasons had a solid ending.
Snapped it off. Every single one.
Yeah, Loki was great all around.
But it's not all of them, but for the most part, it seems like that's what their problem is just the endings with it. All right. Let's talk about
no
Bad
Barbie
Boys.
Sword Entertainment. That Mama Bear's gonna change her name. That's what it's gonna be. All right, let's talk about Bad Boys. You got synopsis up real quick? Of course, I had it for the last 3 hours.
Yeah, right. All right, we do a quick one. We did a pretty quick one last time. So. All right. Oh, shit. Let's do this. All right, what is up? Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Tank Kramer. I'm with Brandman Brandon, Brian the Grizzly, and we are going to talk about and review the new Bad Boys movie, Bad Boys Ride or Die, the fourth one in the franchise. We got Will Smith and Martin Lawrence coming back for another big adventure. So we're going to get into our likes, our dislikes, get into our rating at the end. But before we do that, Brian, you got a quick synopsis of what this movie is about?
Sure do. All right. When their late police captain gets linked to drugs cartel, wisecracking Miami cops Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett embark on a dangerous mission to clear his name. Real quick.
Yeah. The plot was
simple and to the point, right?
Yeah, simple to the point. I mean, but yeah. So we'll jump right into our likes. Brandman, what you like about this one, man?
There was a lot I liked about this. The dynamic between Will Smith and Martin Lawrence is still very much there. This is like one of the best, for me personally, it's like one of the best buddy cop franchises out there. Definitely my top 3 overall. I thought the action sequences were still pretty good. I actually liked this a little bit more than Bad Boys for Life, which was a movie that I wasn't sure what I was going to make of it, because believe it or not, I was initially a little uneasy about Michael Bay not returning to direct these. And it turns out it still works with the two new guys who are directing these newest ones. I think that the action sequence is very different from what Bay directed, but I mean that in the best way possible.
Yeah.
I liked how I think overall, in terms of the action, the Bad Boys movies are probably like the closest thing that we'll get to like a live action GTA franchise alongside Crank. I like how these ones are like do a little bit more with the characters than the first two movies did, and yeah, I think a lot of good laughs in this one too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Vanessa.
it was. Yeah, she was like, I don't know, she only seemed like she had like a small amount of lines.
She did.
She was only there for one.
Yeah, but yeah, overall, I really liked it. It had me glued to the screen.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Brian? What you like about it?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm gonna go back to, guys. These are not the stars, not Will Smith, no, not Martin Lawrence, Armando, not was it Rita or Vanessa or any of the other people? Reggie's the star. He's the man, dude. That is like the best 5-minute. I felt more satisfied with that little 5-minute action sequence than I felt in movies like forever. Like having that. So the backstory of Reggie is, he was a 15-year-old boy who was not an actor. They just brought in because he fit the part and he was just there. He was so nervous, and they were fucking with him the entire time, right? So like by the time he got to the scene, he was just scared straight. Then that's why he looked the way he looked, right? And then Bad Boys for Life, they gave him a little bit more. He married their daughter, he's there. But what they did here and making him that badass, it's like, dude, I just came back from being deployed. Yeah, damn right. You came back from being deployed. You probably killed the entire country. It looked like he was
one-man army.
He was John Wick. He was he was the equalizer. He was a young equalizer. That's what he was. It was awesome to watch. And the way he was doing all the things and killing everybody. Oh man, we were in the theater. People were going, "Yay, Reggie, let's go!" It was so enjoyable that part. And then I have to say, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence just do so well together. I mean, really, one comedian, because Martin Lawrence is a great comedian. Will Smith is a good actor, along with someone who's entertaining personality. They just work well. And I honestly, this is my favorite buddy cop, more than Rush Hour, which Martin Lawrence actually, they offered it him first, and he turned it down.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
That's how Chris Tucker became, over there for Rush Hour. But I enjoyed this more. I'm at a point. It never's gonna make the money of Rush Hour, but I'm at a point that I think this is my favorite thing, my favorite duo, especially in buddy cop films. So yeah.
I think it was Kyle. Like, this is the best, buddy cop duo. Period. I agree, man. I agree. I think Rush Hour was up there. Lethal Weapon is one that's up there. This one though is just. It's just so good. Like you said, Will Smith is an amazing actor, and then you put him with somebody who's just funny, with Martin Lawrence, and yeah, it was, and then the action was good. The action was really good. And that scene with Reggie, because the whole time with Reggie, especially in this one, like he blames Reggie for stealing his snacks. He's like came off like, oh, he's a good for nothing kind of like lazy kind of guy, like like he doesn't do anything. And
even he just came back from
that
weight.
Yeah, he just came back from Marine and all that stuff. So and then giving him that was the best. Even at the very, very end, they're like, oh, this guy think he's gonna come cook the chicken. And Martin Lawrence is like, he can cook wherever the fuck he wants, man. Like
he killed 15 people. Let him cook his chicken.
He's cooking the chicken. And I was
I want to go make the potato salad. I don't want to clean up. Here's some plates.
Because I think he said like at the end when he's watching the video, he's like, oh, you can have all the snacks, man. Yeah, no, you don't mess with him, man. But yeah, that was a great, but just them together, I thought was really great. Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, were funny, and the whole Martin Lawrence, spoilers, I guess, if you already don't know, dying, having this like vision, it seemed kind of corny, but then they kept playing on it where he's like, I can't die, and he's like walking in the street, and all the way to the end of the film, or the end of the movie where Will Smith is like, oh, I'm with somebody who can't die. He's like, wait, hold on, man.
What you gonna do?
Yeah,
he shot him right in the chest. That was,
so I thought it was corny at first because I'm like, that seems kind of silly, but the way they used it for the whole film, it made that scene like pretty funnier and actually like served a purpose to the film, so yeah, the whole thing, I was kind of I had an idea of who was the bad guy or who the leaker it was. I thought they were going to go a different route, but they went the one route, which I was still kind of like, okay, cool, but I mean, Tiffany Haddish was in it.
He's always the bad guy.
He's always the bad guy a lot of times. Yeah. He's either Mr. Fantastic, I believe. He was Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, he was Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Or he's always the guy. So
did you see what was the movie in with The Rock and somehow
San Andreas?
Yeah, San Andreas.
Yeah. But yeah, he Tiffany Haddish, I enjoyed that little bit of a scene with her. I thought it was really good. Even the scene with John Sally, I thought it was interesting because I always find it funny. It's like these guys are cops and they're constantly pointing their gun at everybody, at each other. He's pointing at John Sally, and then like he gets shot. And he smells it.
Did you? No, I don't think it was me.
That was so funny, man. It was really good, So
the best part about that John Sally one was the fact that when you took him on the stretcher, his feet were dangling against the ground, basically. Pushing him.
Yeah.
He is 6'11".
Yeah, shit. Yeah, so yes, super fun time with a lot of the stuff. So we'll get into our dislikes. What didn't you like about it, Brian, man?
Trying to think. There were a couple things in the movie that they probably could have trimmed, like kind of going hand in hand with what Brian said, like the visions that Martin Lawrence character was having. They didn't have to keep circling back around to it. I kind of get, like one was enough, maybe two max. I also think they giving Mike Lowry a wife just kind of seemed obligatory. Like you could have removed her from the movie and it wouldn't have made any difference.
No, that was the whole point of him having the panic attacks because he finally had something to lose.
Yeah.
Giving him something to lose was the whole point of him having the panic attacks. He's like, oh, I've never had that before. Now that I do have to worry about those things, I realize this might be a problem. I can't just
which was great
with upper.
Yeah. Which was great. But they could have. I feel like they could have done more with her. They heck, even with Marcus's wife had such a minimal part in this.
That's because they changed her.
They didn't even have to bother recasting her. They could have just said that she went on like a vacation or something, or out of town with the kids or something like that. There was almost no point of her even being there. If they couldn't get Teresa Randall back for 5 minutes of screen time. I think those were my main hangups with it. That was mostly it.
Okay. What are you, Brian?
I have no problems with this damn movie. I had no issues. I mean, the only thing I was going to mention was Tasha Smith because usually she's the angry black woman, but she was the loving black woman this time, so that I thought that was okay. And Vanessa Hudgens wasn't unbelievably great, but we didn't need her that much, and it didn't matter. And Callie was whatever. He could have been replaced by anybody. And the way the DJ Khaled held his gun, was so unentertaining. And I literally rolled my eyes 15 times. I was like, we the best. We gonna kill you. I was like, oh my God, come on, DJ Khaled. You better than this, man.
Yeah.
You better than this.
Yeah.
But like those are like really little things. Really though. But those are so small to me. I don't know if that's really anything to do with being that bad.
The overall film.
Yeah, the movie itself, I still I enjoyed it so much. Like my enjoyment, I went and saw the movie twice. I saw it on Saturday and I was like, man, we're going again Sunday. And I enjoyed it that time too.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Anything else?
No, hate. Nothing else I don't like.
Yeah.
I wish we had more Armando.
Armando.
Armando was awesome.
Yeah. So kind of piggybacking off of what Brian said a little bit. For me, it was all the cameos, and if you're like a YouTube degenerate like I am, and people that normal people wouldn't know, like first of all, they had Michael Bay in the film, and I thought that was kind of silly, because like they literally zoomed up to his face and he's like, oh, like he was driving the Porsche, he almost hit Will Smith's character. I was like, all right, whatever, the guy who did the first ones, I get it.
The first two movies, and that was that, because I think this is it. I don't believe we're gonna get a Bad Boys 5. I believe this is it.
After
even
that,
with all this money, money and all that stuff, I think that this was a goodbye.
Yeah, well, we'll see. But Michael Bay in there, DJ Khaled, like Brian already said. The guy from TikTok who just shrugs at everything.
That was actually a little funny.
I was like, but it was so unnecessary, and I was like,
what are you doing?
It's like, why are we getting all these TikTokers and YouTubers and stuff like that? Like literally, he just walked by, and I forgot, was it Lawrence or Will Smith? Like looked and said something. He's like, I was like, what? What? Jay Shetty, who's like a podcaster guy on YouTube. I don't know why he's popular, but he has a shit ton of subscribers. But he was the official wedding official. Doing it. And I knew it right off the bat. I'm like, really? Like they just get this like YouTuber like dude, who like so that was a little like this distracting. It didn't ruin the movie, but I was just like, oh, okay, we're just getting like famous TikTokers and YouTubers that like younger audience might like. Hey, I know that guy, I like him, he's funny, I get it, but that was Kevin Lane is the biggest. He's not just a TikToker, he's the TikTok. Yeah, I mean he's massively big, but that's why they got him, because everyone on TikTok, like everyone like knows him. If you're young, you know who that guy is. If you're young, you know who Jay Shetty is. Like those are just people, and it's just, and there's probably a few other cameos that I didn't even, see right away. But yeah, that was my own thing. It wasn't, like I said, it didn't ruin the film. It was just like, I was like, oh, we got to put these famous people that only young people would know who this is, or a younger audience, because I guarantee like somebody our age, like I don't care. He's cool, he's funny, whatever, but it's like it's not because it's free marketing. Because now that guy's gonna go on his channel and promote it. Jay Shetty's gonna promote it. You're gonna have all these guys go out there and promote the movie because they're in it. I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad idea, but it was just like I was like, oh.
I don't know if that's what they did, because the movie made a lot of money already, and you don't have to worry about these TikTokers promoting or not. But because he doesn't speak, Kevin Lane doesn't speak, so I don't know if that's the reason why you have him.
He can literally watch the scene that he's in and then shrugs at it. Like I don't know. I'm not on TikTok like that, as much.
No, but
he's definitely not the. Yeah, But he
Yeah.
could have watched the scene. I know who he is. You could have. I guarantee if I go on his TikTok, he probably did some kind of promotion, on it.
But I think it's more to do with Will Smith, loving entrepreneurs and someone whose story is, being gone from homeless to, being having over 100,000 followers, 100 million, 100 million followers, just offer something that was kind of whatever. So I think it was more Will Smith putting in people that, he wants to put in because he can do that.
Yeah. Well, Will Smith is like
Joyner Lucas.
Part-time YouTuber guy. Yeah, he was.
Joyner Lucas was in it. So he's just gonna put in the people he wants to put in because he can do that. Just like it was unnecessary for him to get slapped so many times in the movie. It's unnecessary. No, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with getting slapped 3
Kind
times.
of slap. I was expecting something that would pay tribute to the slap, and it really didn't.
Mhm.
It was like, he got slapped, but it wasn't. It made sense why he got slapped. You're kind of not sense into him, and not like if he would have said something and Martin Luther smacked him, it's like, you don't say that. That would have been a little bit more, with the Chris Rock slap. This was more like, slapping the.
I think they still did it because of the slap. It was because
of the
slap. They brought it in because that's the thing. Will he lose his career? Well, he probably didn't lose his career, and the fact that this movie made so much money the first weekend probably means that people have been waiting for him to come back.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, that was my thing. Like I said, it didn't ruin it or anything. I still love this movie, but it was just and then I forgot, like you said, Will Smith is like a part-time YouTuber. Like he's always made all these YouTube videos, and he's big on YouTube. So yeah,
he loves entrepreneurship. He loves the idea of someone being creative and creative freedom. If you know anything about his kids, but that's just he believes artistic freedom, doing those type of things. So he's always going to promote someone who's trying to do that type of freedom things. So that's what I thought about.
So she'll say I didn't connect the slap. Now I know why some people were in my screen were laughed. Yeah. It was there, but like I said, it wasn't like, I don't know. Like it wasn't
slap, meant to be in your face, but it was just in more because it wasn't just it'd be different if Will Smith was slapping someone, but him getting slapped was like, hey, I can get slapped too on screen. Hey, I can get slapped by a smaller guy, a smaller comedian, because it was a smaller black comedian slapping him. So that's the connection, but you're doing it just as part of the movie, but he's really doing it because I want to point it out what I'm doing. I want to point out what's going on.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. All right, let's move on to our ratings. Cover that up. So we rated Now, Later, Never. Now means you gotta go right to the theater and watch it right now before anything gets spoiled. I guess too late if you already watched the review. Later is wait till it's at streaming. And Never means just skip it all together. Brandman, what you giving Bad Boys, Right or Die?
I give this a now.
Yeah.
This is I almost consider this my official summer kickoff movie more than Furiosa.
Oh yeah.
Even though I like Furiosa, but yeah, this just hit like a lot of the right notes for me. That in terms of everything that I want out of a summer blockbuster. Liked it a lot more than I expected to. Wouldn't rule out going to see it again. This was just a fun time, man. So yeah, this is definitely a now.
Yeah.
Very easy now.
Okay. What about you, Brian?
Oh, it's super now. Come on, everything about this movie. I love the callbacks to them standing up together, and then the circling of the camera on it, or even when they come into the gated world and the new way they are doing the filming, and you can see them how they're doing. They going around the corner to see how they're shooting and all that stuff. All of that was great. They had new stuff, old stuff. That's what makes me feel like it's the ending of a story. Like they're going to end the story here because of that. He's already, Mike is already, Lowry's married. Martin has made his stuff. Marcus has done his stuff. Whatever. Everyone seems to be in place where they need to be. The only person who's really upset is Captain Rita. She's the only one that's really upset. So this is definitely for me a now. I thought that this was awesome, and I was actually happy that they made sure that they weren't together. So I thought that was also a cool thing. But no, this movie hit all the right notes, all at the right time. Super now. I already saw it twice, so of course.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm giving it now, of course. This, like, for everything these guys said, it was great. Yeah, that camera thing, where they flip the gun and it's like you're looking down, like, the barrel.
That was cool.
That was super cool. And I saw the making of it, and like Will Smith with his giant, like, contraption on his chest that he had to film it with. But yeah, it looked cool. It gave a cool, like, POV, like, action part of it, so I enjoyed it, for that, and the story was fun enough. The acting was great, so action was great, so it's definitely fun. And like Brandman said, this is probably the summer blockbuster kickoff. So I think they knew it was going to be big. I don't think they knew it was going to be this big, because holy crap. Yeah, but cool. Yeah, that's our thoughts for that. Real quick with the box office, bringing that up. Worldwide, this thing made $105 million worldwide. 56
one.
Yeah,
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. It's opening weekend. That's so much money. 56 million domestic and 48 international. Wow. 105 is insane. That's why I'm like, they did not expect it to be this crazy. And if this is what we're getting going into the rest of the summer, then
watch out for that bill from
it's
and Wolverine.
it's Deadpool, Wolverine might get it. Despicable Me might get it. Like, we might see a few movies maybe get it. Like, it seems like people, after talking about how much people are not going to the theaters, and then something like this happens, it was just like, like, how can we have both of these conversations at the same time? Where like people aren't coming to the theaters, and then a week later it's like, oh, here's $105 million this movie made. So it's like, well, obviously people are going back. Brian went twice.
Yep, exactly.
So yeah. So, but it's doing super well. It probably carry on pretty well. Where it ends, I don't know. I don't know where it's gonna end. So
I think it gets to $400 million.
I can see that easy. I think 500 even.
Wow.
At this point, yeah.
I can
see $500 million, knowing that all the stuff that's coming out soon, that would be interesting. But it could. You're 100% right. It could, because it's making money internationally.
Yeah, and I'm curious. I'm on the Box Office Mojo, and I can't see where
the breakdown
where
is
domestically or internationally it is. So if it's just China, like, that's not bad. Like, but if it's just like that, so I'm curious to see the breakdown internationally where it's at. But I'm sure it's going to get released more worldwide in other theaters throughout the world, and I can see this making a decent amount of money. What was the budget on this movie? Real quick,
$100 million.
It already made back its budget.
Exactly. Made back its budget week 1.
Yeah. So that's not bad. It's not bad. But cool. Yeah, man. That's our thoughts on Bad Boys Ride or Die, the fourth movie, not to be confused with Bad Boys
for Life.
For Life. Stupid. But appreciate everyone in the live chat. We're gonna get to some of the comments real quick. But appreciate everyone watching on replay. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think about this movie. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What are some of your favorite parts of it? Let us know all about that. And if you're watching live, stick around, because we're gonna move on to all the comments about this one. Cool. So we'll run through the comments real quick. I feel bad, but real quick. So the cameo for that Khaby Lame, I think is how you pronounce his name. He had filmed a short video with Lawrence and Smith and shared it to his TikTok followers. So they made a special little short video.
But probably after they already asked him to come in, he was like, "Hey, come on."
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, you don't ask a guy like that, like, "Hey, come in," and not like, also, can we put something on your social media? Like, no, you 100%. Like, do that.
Mhm.
Because like he has 162 million followers on TikTok.
You know, it's
Yeah,
funny because in the
so-
movie theater, people was like, "Oh my god, they got him!
I'm sure.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
crazy!" So like, if you're gonna get that type of thing, that type of reception, why not?
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I'm not angry that they do that, but to me, it kind of cheapens it a little bit when we get social media guys. But again, that's more me because that is the world that we live in now, where you get those social media guys to promote it on their channels, and it's way cheaper promotion than actually anything else, and probably better promotion than a giant poster on the fucking highway. You know what I mean? Like, oh hey, be in the film. Here's some money for being in the film. Also, post it on your social media. I that's probably way less for marketing, is to have you in the film, and now like a YouTuber or a TikToker being in a movie. Hell yeah, man! Like all those guys, like, oh, I'm gonna be in a movie with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. Cool. Where do I sign? Oh, you just want me to
Yep.
like put a video up on my TikTok? Cool. So it works out for everybody. Really in the end. But for me, it's just like ugh. But that's because I'm an old man. I need to get over that. But it's the world. But it's always been like that. Athletes, musicians. They've been doing that for years.
It's funny because you're saying all those things, and that's all was in this movie.
What's that?
Because John Sally was an athlete. He was
Sally,
6'11",
athlete, a musician, two musicians. Right?
Will Smith is a musician too. DJ
Technically.
Khaled was we the best. I mean, we just got all those things. Wherever you want, they gave it to you.
Yeah.
I think that was the big thing.
Yeah. So like I said, I didn't ruin the movie. That's just I think where things are heading from now on, which is a smart move.
Mhm.
I'm not mad at it. All right, real quick. If any of you guys want to go, I get it, but I'm just gonna run through these comments real quick. Obviously Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, but I did enjoy Armando and Reggie as well. I think Armando was cool, but I think Reggie was more entertaining than Armando.
Oh yeah.
I thought
Right.
Armando he was there as a device for Will Smith.
Yeah.
So like they had the family, the connection, but he was cool in himself. Like I thought
Mhm.
that was good. But seeing how he cared about him as a father, the things that really stuck with me with the Armando thing was when he was like, "Hey, did you ever love my mother?"
Mhm.
All right, or the mistakes he made, and he's talking about me as your mistake.
Mhm.
So I thought that was
Mhm.
interesting in itself. And then I think what he did, Will Smith's wife was kidnapped, and he was like, "Hey, let my life be worth something." And then Will Smith pulled him close and looked at him and said, "Never,
Yeah.
never
Mhm.
that." It was to humanize this flashy, when he was from the beginning guy, and kind of give him, a different outlook on life.
A little bit more
That was the
depth,
whole point of Armando.
and yeah. Like I said, I didn't hate him. And if they do another one, I could see him coming back and being maybe a little bit of a bigger role.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely bring him back.
Yeah.
Mhm. But
Yeah.
good redemption arc for him in this one.
And everyone loves a good redemption arc. So
If they do it, and he's in Brazil, they do it in Brazil, Sao Paulo, Brazil, or something like that. Bahia that won't have extradition, laws and stuff like that. That would be what you do.
Yeah. Travis said, "Oh, sorry." Travis said, "Imagine if Reggie was the one who rescued Grogu from the Jedi Temple." That's awesome.
I'm all for Reggie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like the movie more than Bad Boys for Life. Okay. It was about
Me
the same
too.
for me. I think both of those are about the same level. I think if I watch this one a few more times, maybe, but just one viewing, it's already at that same level.
I like the both. Yeah. So
It was the one off that should have been more, but Bruce Willis and Sam Jackson, Die Hard 3 are a great duo. that was a good one. That might be one of my favorite Die Hards. I think number 1 and number 3.
Number 1 and 3.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
1 and 3. Yeah.
Die
what,
Hard
number
with a
2?
Vengeance. Die Hard with
That
a
was good.
Vengeance.
It was
What is
good.
is the best Die Hard? That's what
Really?
Die Hard with a Vengeance is the best Die Hard. Oh my god!
Yeah, that was 3.
Was that 3? Yeah, Die
Was
Hard.
that
Yeah.
the Die Hard 2? What you're right. Die Hard 2 was not as good. Die Hard 3 was better. You're right.
Because Die Hard 2 was just the revenge
Die Hard-
of the brother,
Die Hard
right?
2
Or
was just Die Hard 2.
No,
The
Die
two towers.
Hard 2.
The
Die
two
Hard
towers.
2 was the one that took place at the airport. Yeah.
Yeah.
at the airport.
hmm
Okay.
And Die Hard 3 was Jeremy Irons, the brother of Hans
Brother.
Stewart, getting
Yeah, yeah.
revenge.
Well, it's a directly linked. But yeah, Sam Jackson, just him, like that's still a scene where Bruce Willis is wearing the sign, and Sam Jackson's like, "What are you doing, man?"
Yeah. Have you seen the TV edit, like the Fox edit of that, where
Oh, God, no.
where they change the sign?
And then it's all like obviously photoshopped.
Yeah, and it just says I hate everybody on it.
Oh, I think I did see something like that.
Yeah. I hear there's another version. There's like another different edit that says on it that says I hate people. TV edits are the greatest thing ever. Actually, the edited version of Die Hard 2, rather than him saying "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker," they changed it to "Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon."
I was like, anytime they say the F word and they replace it with something, it's always the best.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon. That's what they changed it to.
We gotta find that edit. Let's see. Armando prison scene using the workout equipment.
That was
a good one. That was a really
he sees
good
it coming. He's doing pull-ups. He sees him coming. Puts a t-shirt between the weight and just using it. Man, he was kicking ass.
He was.
I was like, man, there ain't no way I'll be able to do any of that stuff. That's crazy. I ain't Superman to people. And that's when I realized I was old.
Yeah, right. You're sore just from watching it. You're like, my bad.
Oh.
Martin Lawrence sold the show for me. Martin Lawrence was really good in it.
Mm-hmm.
He was really good. I like that.
They really were. All of them were. Reggie was so good.
Reggie was the best. Said Mr. Fantastic. Also in Horrible Bosses, who they hired to piss on piss on them. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I forgot about that too.
So between that and San Andreas, I mean, when he was the terrible stepdad that just left her, and then he gets like killed again. I mean, he gets killed. It's easy to kill him. I don't know. It's one of those faces.
In San Andreas, yeah.
Isn't he in a show where he can't die, so he just constantly gets killed, but then just like comes back to life? Was it on Fox or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it. Mm-hmm.
I don't. He's not a bad guy, I don't think.
Not Forever.
No.
I think
something like that. I think it was called Forever. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, but he's just saying like, oh, he's just so easy to die. I was like, that's the whole premise of the show. He was in.
Mm-hmm.
Jorge said, yeah, having to choose between his wife and his son made him had a panic attack.
No, but I think he had a panic attack just because of his wife. I think it was just because of his wife. And then, but with the fact that his son was like, I'm willing to do it. And he was like, no, never. I'll never. And that's being a father. That's literally being a father. But no, you're right. Ian Grufford was, no, it was Ian Grufford on Forever.
Mm-hmm.
It was it.
Yeah. What's Daybreak? I can't remember what Daybreak was.
That sounds familiar. Wasn't Tay Diggs on that?
I don't remember.
Like a really brief, short-lived series.
Yeah. Travis said, I'm tired of cell phone and security footage in movies. That has to be the quality of movie cameras like Captain Howard, or they would show photos taken during a previous film and a screenshot. That it's not that it has the quality of movie cameras. I get you. So like cell phone is not bad, but security cameras for some reason still look like dog shit. Like I can go on my ring and it's like good for a second, and then as soon as you need to look at somebody, it's like fucking watching Minecraft. Like everything's all pixelated and squares. Like but yeah, there's some old stuff. Yeah, the Tay Diggs one.
Because I was like, the only one I was thinking was Cuba Gooding Jr. I could not remember.
Mhm.
I remember that one.
Oh yeah, I remember that movie Daybreak with Hugh Gooding Jr.
Yeah. So and then was it G Munden one? So I'm assuming you're talking about Interview with the Vampire. Your name, if you actually watched the episode, no one can recall the names of any of the characters.
I can remember all the names of all the characters. Talking about, bro.
Yeah. But when you're talking in a conversation, you tend to like, forget. Like I forget a lot. But yeah. And then also it's like just Brian alone watches like a bazillion things a day. Like so he has like I'm sure there's a lot of stuff to remember. There's the old stuff that you watch for like comfort. Then there's the new stuff you watch for enjoyment and for TV stuff. Then there's the kid stuff that you watch too. So there's a lot of war you remember.
I feel like the only thing that we really had a question on was the maker. Who was Armand's maker and versus Lestat's maker? But that's not actually an actual character that was mentioned. So that besides that, we talking about all the characters.
Yeah, Marius and Magnus, but I had them flipped. I thought the other one died and the other one's still alive. But
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But besides that, I was like, yeah, we pretty much knew all of this stuff.
Yeah. Inside Out has the highest pre-sales for Pixar since Toy Story 4, higher than the first Inside Out 2. Wow. Inside Out is gonna make a bunch of money.
Yeah, it comes out Friday, and I already got my tickets.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
right. What are you doing for your birthday, Brian? Going to watch
Inside Out.
Yeah. So but cool, let's get out of here. Sorry we were late today. I feel like a lot of that was my fault. So yeah, but yeah, dad duty.
Dad duty, you gotta do always.
Yeah. But cool. Before we go, shout out to our Spoiler Crew members. We'll be doing the giveaway probably not this weekend because it's Brian's birthday weekend, but probably next week we'll be doing the giveaway. And the members get first dibs at the prizes. So Mama Bear, Big Ford Entertainment, Omar, Dre Mac, Zach Tex, Brandon Davis. That's your old one. I gotta change that. Danny Road Wisdom, who joined our show today. Appreciate that. Cleves, Kenny Sparks, Mr. YouTube, and who else? We had somebody
now William Moloch.
Yeah, William. I will not be adding myself to that list.
Well, you don't want to add yourself.
Just
you get some good giveaways. Come on.
Yeah, right. But appreciate all you guys being members and supporting us on that level. Thank you everyone else in chat. We appreciate all you guys. Horror Geek, Chill, Travis, of course. Horror Geek and
Mama Bear, always
Mama Bear, Rach, in chat. Appreciate that. Kyle, of course, Darkroom Reviews, for giving a super sticker and a membership. So
thank you.
Appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate that a lot. Have you seen that with T? Of course, T Violence Terrence,
and
Zach
Danny
Xavier. Yeah, damn, Mrs. there. So yeah, sorry if we missed some comments early on, but
that's something we talk about the Daniel thing, because the younger version of Daniel was around since the beginning, and he was mimicking the older version of him, knowing that he had this scene, this show that he was going to be able to be him. So he was mimicking him all the time. And he said other actors were noticing that he was doing it, and that they kept on bringing it up, like, "Oh my God, he did it just like you. He was doing the exact same hand figures and things like that." So I thought that was a pretty awesome thing.
Yeah, he did a really good job. So, but yeah, appreciate everyone. We'll be here on Thursday. Another Acolyte episode. We're gonna be talking about some trailer reactions and maybe another movie. We still got to do A Boy Kills World. We still got to do Garfield. We still got to do The Hitman that came out on Netflix. So yeah, we'll be doing some more movie reviews, even if we got to record them off live. But you know, no lack of of stuff to talk about for sure. But cool. Let's get out of here. We will see you guys on Thursday. Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks,
Good night,
guys.
everyone.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We out here.